Okay, and we're live. Welcome back. All right, looks like we have everyone here. So, last week I think you guys were planning on luring the pirates over to a drop, to an area by where you guys discovered Commander Sisco, the Dark Trooper, and his two Dark Trooper Phase 1s and some other Imperial droids he had. And it sounds like you guys wanted to lure the pirates there. The pirates are due to collect a protection payment from the Ithorians in 7 days. I believe you guys wanted to do something like that within 7 days. So let's go ahead and roll your destiny point, and I'll roll the obligation, and then we can go figure out what everyone was doing for the 7 days, and then I'll kind of do a recap.
Side.
Okay, 56. That lands on Jahat. What is your what's the obligation that's causing you some undue stress and got you a little distracted, Jahat?
I think just all this interaction with some of these various imperial groups lately has me kind of worried about my brother.
Okay, so you're a little worried about your cover, and everyone in the group is noticing that Jahat's a little off his game. You can see that something's troubling him, and as a result, everyone has one strain they cannot recover from, and Jahat has 2 strains that he cannot recover from. So mark it at 1, and you can't remove it for this session. Okay, so I have an idea of what people were doing that were on Discord in between sessions. So let's go ahead, and I want to hear from the people that were active on Discord, and then we can hear from the people based on what players have already rolled for. We can hear from Urdak, Zarlak, Cena, and KitCam what their characters would be wanting to do during those 7 days, and if we need to make any rolls, we can do that on here.
So you want to hear from the people that were or were not active first?
We'll do the ones that already had stuff planned out. So you and Jahat, and I think Cena did some stuff, but I think Cena was waiting to find out what the rest of the group wanted to do.
All right. In the downtime, Engiver was building some bunkers. He also built some droids, and just pretty much set this up a defensive. He built like a little mine shaft to go from each bunker to each other with a little rocket sled that goes between both of them, seemingly underground. And he was able to build some rocket launchers for the group, and he purchased some ordnance before each rocket launcher that does planetary scale damage. And pretty much that's about it. He was waiting to see if anyone wanted some mines built, because he's got 1 day left of his downtime. So if anyone wants to purchase them, then get the parts and he can build it, and then we can set it real quick before this thing kicks off.
Okay, and then Jahat, what about you? What was your character doing?
I spent most of the week doing some recruiting. So I went out and about on some of the areas of Dometown and maybe some other nearby settlements, and basically found a group of mostly veteran soldiers and stuff like that. So kind of people with some previous training and stuff like that. And brought them into the fold, got them all suited up and equipped. So I now have a second squad of what looks like stormtroopers.
Okay, so is that, how many do you have total?
I have the 8 regular stormtroopers, the 8 new stormtroopers, and then we have the 2 pilots up on the Gazanti. I also spent some time purchasing some cybernetics, which I will be getting Zarlik's help installing.
And as long as we're on that subject, I did roll for that and got 2 success and a triumph.
Okay, so he tried first time, wasn't successful, then he tried again. So it took about, you got 2 successes? 6.
And a triumph, yes.
So it took you about 10 hours. And we'll say, do you have any ideas on what you want to do that triumph for?
Can we increase one of the attributes of the arms?
No, not with that. You could give some type of temporary bonus though, or something that would last for this session. So maybe, you can give him a temporary bonus for this session. Would that work?
Right. Yeah. Can I give him a boost die, at least, or an upgrade to anything he does with the arms for the session?
Yeah, I think an upgrade's good. So you have 1 upgrade, so remember that, Jahat, that he has some little... he showed you a little extra power pack. He had a little extra power pack, and he says just insert it in all the way to give you a little extra oomph, but then it will burn out, and basically you won't have access to that power pack anymore.
Maximum overdrive. Cool.
It's like those. It's like that new arm smell.
It'll probably fuse when it after it burns out, so you can't insert it anymore.
Okay. Before we get to other people, so you guys already have what you had planned out. Master was talking about having one of the droids during the 7 days give some false information to let them know where to go. So what Master did is he trained one of the newer droids he has to refer to bolts and divots as credits. And so now every evening, the droid's like a B1 battle droid. He's like, time to get all the credits we made and take it to the vault. And so he's been loading them up and loading up these big boxes. And he's like, man, we made more credits today than yesterday. So he's saying that kind of crap as he's loading up his repulsor sled and takes it alone over to where you guys are building stuff. So he's been doing that. He'll be doing that for the next 7 days. He'll be referring to who's putting stuff on the map?
Ignore it.
All right. So that's what Master Blaster's doing to try and help you guys out. Does Cena have something? What was your character doing?
Cena was just doing some background stuff, spending some time for her next kind of skilled NPC, and helping other people out with their shopping and negotiation stuff.
Okay, and then Jahat did contact the Officer Slake from the Belfast, the ship that's kind of in orbit, to let him know that there's they have some intel on a pirate raid. So told him to be ready for that. Then does anyone else have extra NPCs they want to include in this battle? Mainly cannon fodder. What are the?
Also, I'm going to mention that only one bunker has a turret on it. The other one needs some kind of weapon installed on it, put on it, or something like that. So someone wants to purchase that.
He's referring to these igloo huts kind of in the middle, these little squares. These are the turrets, and then the bunkers he built, and then the little blue lines coming out is kind of the entrance to it and what your shot range is if you're shooting while taking cover inside of it.
how much are we looking at for the turret that we'd be buying?
The cheapest one I found was 3,000, and if you can get it negotiated down, it was like 20 something, like 22, 25. And that does 3 damage with a crit of 5, I think.
Now, the downside to using planetary weapons is if you hit anything that's on a personal scale, you basically vaporize them and all the equipment they're having, so there's no chance of raiding them.
Bunch of red mist everywhere.
Yeah, it's like if anyone's seen the show Colony, as they've advanced the drones and stuff, as they shoot humans, you just see this red spray. That's what happens when you use a vehicle weapon on a personal that's normal size, human size, basically, or smaller.
Yeah, can we get?
Yeah, and that turret has auto fire on it too, and it's close range.
How about you, Kid Cam? What did you want to do for those 7 days you had downtime? Are you there? You might be on mute.
Yes. Kickham would have spent the time with the mechanical droid, with my ma'am droid, and putting carefully, or spending a lot of attention on the sentry droid, just making sure everything's like lubed, oiled up, everything is in perfect precision, working order. And then when they're not doing that, he'd want to use the sentry droid to kind of train a little bit, just to help him get better at shooting.
Okay. Did you want to have your droid help build mines or anything? Or, purchase the Master Blaster's giving you. He's got a bunch of extra stuff, and he's giving you guys a 15% markup. So it's 15% extra, but you don't have to roll to find it if you want to use some of his excess explosive material to make mines or any other type of explosives.
Yeah. He can. We can say that the droid spent 4 days or 5 days making mines. That's fine.
Okay, so you can have your droid roll that whenever you want and use the chart.
Okay.
The crafting weapon chart. What about Udark? What's Udark doing for 7 days?
I don't know, what can he do. He gets the cloak. Oh, and also Zarlak rolled the Destiny stuff wrong. He rolled a Force die, not a Destiny point.
Oh, okay. I'll just update the dice pool. Okay, it's updated. So 4 to 4. So I guess you could also take a job if you want to do some job if someone doesn't need help. But I think is someone purchasing another weapon for a bunker or not?
Yeah, I think we want to. What's the? Let's see. Who's good at? We need somebody good at Streetwise for the finding it roll.
That would probably be me.
Is it a restricted item?
Yeah, it's a restricted item. Unless we have a droid that's. Do we have a droid with us that's good at that?
The turret I had, it wasn't restricted when I bought.
Right. Well, I want to get us some one that's a personal scale one. That way we can maybe use that to focus on infantry. That way we can steal their stuff.
Okay. Mula has 3 yellows, 2 greens for Streetwise, and success in a man.
Okay, so would maybe Mula help be able to help Cam with that?
Yeah, he could borrow him for that. Just be careful with him. I don't want nothing to happen to him.
You got it.
So it's rarity 9. That'll make it a 4 purple roll.
Actually, I was bad. The streetwise for them is 2 yellows and 1 green. So, 3 ranks of streetwise what the droid has. The droid has 3 ranks of streetwise. My bad.
Okay. I think I hit the mute sound instead of mute mic button.
But I do have a droid that has a cutting of 6 if you want to take them instead.
All right, so how are we doing? You guys got that figured out? All right.
Was someone going to buy that, or do I need to do that?
We have to do the roll to find it first, and then I guess you or I, or you and I, can do the negotiation roll for the actual price.
Yeah, so what is it that I have to roll? Sorry.
What's the rarity?
Four purple streetwise. It's a rarity 9.
So it's rarity 10 on, or is that
Well,
the modifier?
that is adjusted.
Okay. It's rarity 9. Okay.
You can use a droid that has 6 in cunning, or you can use one that has 2 and 3 ranks in streetwise. But
And
Remind me again what the difference is if because I have 3 ranks in streetwise myself.
if you have 3 ranks in streetwise, then probably better use the droid that has 6 in cunning, because then that will give you 3 yellows and 3 greens to roll with.
Okay, all right, I'll do that then.
okay. And the restricted market vendor is called Delilah, and it's her negotiation would be 2 red and 1 purple. That's if you're going to lower the price, but roll the 4 purple for finding it first. Okay. Looks like you found it. Go ahead and
You had 3 green to add to that.
Yeah, I was about to say, for some reason I didn't add the 3 green. Okay, let me add the 3 green. And then...
just roll 3 green only. Just do the 3 green only.
Oh, try it. Nice.
Okay, so you're taking 1 strain still, but you found it.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Do you want to negotiate the price down or not?
I'm gonna let the Senator Jahat deal with the price. I just basically told them where to find it.
If you want a suggestion, you can pass those triumphs to upgrade their check, because you found one, and you're pretty confident there's probably not a whole lot of people that would want to buy it. So maybe you can get them to lower the price that way. So maybe with you locating a person that has it, maybe you can give them a little info that helps them upgrade their check twice while you're going to negotiate.
Could
Okay,
we?
that sounds good. So I can do that.
Another idea I had maybe for those triumphs, unless you're set on that, is could we maybe say that it comes with an attachment or something like that? Like it's found one that's already been upgraded.
That seems like it'd be a lot. It depends. What attachment do you have in mind?
Oh, I was thinking something simple, like even just like superior or something. But
yeah, I'll give you superior for 2 triumphs then, if you want to do that.
if you want, K-Cam.
I'll raise the price up, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, it would kind of raise the price. How much does it raise the price by? You got to add the attachment to the price.
I want to say superior is 5,000. Personally, I'm okay with paying that.
Yeah, I think superior is 5,000.
Okay, so yeah, so the base price is whatever it costs plus 5,000. Then you guys can roll to negotiate it down. So it'll be a 2 red, 1 purple to negotiate. Delilah's a Twi'lek. She's got several restricted-looking items laying about in her little makeshift black alley makeshift store that looks like it's not really a permanent store. It looks more like she has a crate that she unloads to show you some stuff, and then she'll pack up and leave after you make your purchase.
All right, so I can downgrade one of those red.
I can downgrade the other.
Using congenial. All right, so we got is it 3 purple now?
Yep.
And do you add any force dice or anything to that roll?
Yeah, I can add 4.
And my regular negotiate, and then are you assisting?
Yes.
So I'll add the boost die and roll it.
So you got a 10% discount. But
I can give 3 more successes there. So
okay, so it's 5 total. So you can do 25, then 25%. And Delilah is like, you got a special item that you would like me to keep an eye on for you? Because even though, you've talked me down on my price on this particular beauty, maybe in the future, you let me know if you're looking for something. I'll keep an eye on it, and then I can hold it if I come across something and let you know.
I've been looking for paperwork, actually, and between you and me, it's a little bit inconvenient to have to downgrade my bodyguard's armor every time we come into a port or some place with a heavy Imperial presence. I'd like to see if it's possible to find some paperwork to authorize the use of that armor.
Is he registered as a bounty hunter?
I don't know. He's an NPC, so I don't know if he would have. If there was a way to make him registered as a bounty hunter.
I think you have to pay to get on the thing and have a thorough background check, but so she could sell you some fake ones from a dead bounty hunter, but they might pass some things, but some things they might not. So they'll probably give you a boost if you're trying to sneak the armor through. It would give you maybe a boost or an upgrade if you're wanting to try and sneak your bodyguard somewhere, but it'd be like a roll you still have to make to deceive someone.
Okay. Yeah, I'll keep my eyes open for other options then.
Okay, so you guys can come up with something later on, but she'll look for something, and then that will lower the rarity by 2 if you have a specific item. All right, so we'll say you got up. You guys are probably working on your stuff. Kit Cam's training. Udark's probably cutting up wood or pretending it's a person. It's kind of early in the day on the 7th day. You guys, what time were you guys planning on trying to ambush them or luring the pirates over? What part of the day did you want to do that?
Perhaps when the sun is setting, so that way the sun will be in their eyes when they're coming towards us, and maybe they could, have to deal with the sunlight.
Okay, I got one person for when the sun's setting. Anyone else, or is that good?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, so it's early in the morning. You get. How did you communicate with Officer Slake? Jahat?
Just by comlink.
All right, your comlink's going. Your comlink's buzzing. What did you say your name was? Something Max?
Jax Cannon.
Jax Cannon. Okay. I'll write that down.
Sorry, half a second. Let me let the dogs out.
Okay. So did anyone else? You're only allowed to have one NPC companion or a minion group. Does everyone have one? And does anyone have any they want to contribute to our battle that could be used if you roll despair on the mass combat roll, so that it might do something negative to one of those NPCs that are helping, so that the odds aren't so stacked against people.
If we're doing a mass combat rolls or anything like that, if anyone wants to take command of my leadership droid, they could do that. If they're not going to be in the thick of the battle. I'm not offering him as cannon fodder though.
I think I'll probably have Jahat take care of the most of the mass combat stuff.
Okay, but you got your minion group though.
Right.
He said Jahat will take care of it.
I can take care of something. I don't have any minions or anything like that. I plan on staying behind the line, but only going forward to pull people back and help out from a medic standpoint. So if there's something behind the line that makes sense for me to control, I don't know what it looks like gameplay wise, but I'm willing to help, of course.
All right, it's a tactical droid he built. Basically, it'd be good for your leadership roles. Whenever you got to make a roll for leadership.
Also, if you'd like, I also have my Vornsker, who's not being controlled right now. So if you just wanted something combat-y that you could play between rounds, if Sarlik doesn't have anything major to do, you're welcome to take control of him.
No, I'll go the non-aggressive route.
And I guess Senna will probably help out Jahat with the leadership stuff, just either helping out, removing despairs, or trying to help. I don't know if I can. No, I can't use the congenial on leadership, but I can remove setbacks from leadership.
Okay, so you guys have your basic force plus a group, and then Jahat is having 18 NPCs join the fray if needed, right?
Right.
Okay. All right, so if you're back, your Agent Jax Cannon, come in, please.
This is Cannon.
This is Officer Slake of the Belfast. We have an emergency situation. There is a massive pirate attack happening on Univa Prime in the next sector over. I am going to have to leave to help out the rest of Governor G.L. Walker's forces. Will you be okay on your own? We will try to dispatch the pirates as fast as possible and be back here. So I don't foresee any issue with being back at the right time. But if I'm not, you good to handle it, because Governor G.L. Walker has the command of this sector.
Well, it sounds like either way, I don't really have an option. So,
all right.
Best of luck.
Thank you. Happy hunting to you too. We will be back as soon as we dispatch those pirates and make an example of them.
Very carefully make sure that he is actually hung up before he starts calling Slake names.
So yeah, he's hung up, and you get a confirmation from Officer Steve Guilford of the Dauntless that the Imperial ship has left the sector. Has left the system. All right, so that was kind of early on. What do you guys plan on doing to get the pirates to come attack you at the time that you want them to attack you?
I thought we had at one point Ket Cam was in communication with him, right?
Yeah.
We just have him say, "Hey, it's time."
And Udark was, but I don't know. I think you guys were planning. I don't know if anything was actually talked about in game. So if you want, Kit Cam and Udark can go approach them.
I'm going to go approach the pirates.
If you want, with Kit Cam. You guys might want to discuss your plan.
Yeah, that's fine. Me and him can walk over there.
Yeah. He'll live.
You want help crafting those mines?
And she, he already built them, so they're good. He already has his droid that has a whole lot of
Okay.
skill. Okay, so back on the planet, or back in the crater. We've always been on the planet. Dome City, as Master Blaster calls it, but you guys are pretty sure that's not the name. All right, so where you've seen the pirates, they kind of hang out around a bar over in this area. The Veiled Sorority pirates. So you guys can make your way over when you're ready, or you guys can discuss what you're going to say beforehand so that you guys know what to do if something changes.
You guys both have 3 Malcoms and helmets, right?
Yes.
You should be able to just talk to each other without broadcasting from your helmets.
Okay.
All right, are you guys approaching?
Yep.
All right, so the sounds of a swoop bike off in the distance sounds like it's being worked on. So a few of these people look like they have swoop bikes, and they're working on them and flying them in and out. Looks like they're putting some weapons and getting some stuff ready.
What are y'all planning on telling them?
That is a good question. So we're just there to try to get him to meet us where we to ambush them, right?
Well, yeah. So I think maybe I don't know if you'll be able to lie to them, but you can tell them that you heard Master Blaster has a safe out in this location, that he's trying to like store his credits, and maybe if you were to rob him of it, then maybe it might set him off from being able to it might need some protection after all.
Kit Kim was also mentioning something about telling them at some point that the Ithorians are no longer going to pay their protection money and they don't feel they need it anymore. But I don't remember the details of that, so maybe Kit Kim can explain that.
Yes, I was going to, basically just tell them that walking around and listening in that I heard that there's rumors to be a uprising potentially from the Ithorians due to the behavior and the manner in which they're being treated by these pirates. That they're no longer happy and no longer willing to take that, and they're going to potentially uprise because of it. So they might want to be on the lookout.
Pitiful Ithorians, we will smack them down hard. We should probably go ahead and start smacking them down now while they're in their fields.
Well, I mean, honestly, I would suggest on waiting to do that, because if you smack them down and you injure or hurt them now while they're working, you're not going to have anybody to continue the work and to continue in the field.
Yeah, but if they're not going to pay us, then it doesn't matter. If they want to uprise against us, we will show them, strike them down with force, and show them what it means to disregard our protection.
I understand. However, at the same time, I don't really think necessarily being proactive about the situation is going to be efficient enough either, because unfortunately I do not speak Ithorian, so therefore I don't really understand what they're saying. I'm just gauging their body language and kind of how they are when I'm walking around.
Sounds like we need to change their body language so that they're bending over and quivering a lot more often when we come by. The Ithorian's like, the one next to him. Hey, Udark, why don't you come over here? We got some news that you might be interested in. Are you there, DJ?
Say that again.
Voltrax, he was on that heist with you where you guys ripped off the Xan Consortium. He says, "Come with me. We have some news you might be interested in."
Okay, I'll follow him.
So they kind of ignore you, Kit Cam, and they start talking to Udark, who looks like he might be more receptive. Is there something you wanted to do to try and ensure that they're not going to go and start beating up on the Ithorians?
No, I just kind of keep an eye on them and just kind of see, like, keep an eye on the fields and kind of like just see what they're doing.
Kickham, you could tell him, wait until you have all the money. You could tell him to wait until he has all the money from Master Blaster.
Well, you don't know anything about Master Blaster yet. They haven't told you anything about that yet.
Oh, they haven't? Oh, okay.
Hey, Udark. We got some intel. It seems a little too good to be true, but we're going to go ahead and try it out anyways. Does Master Blaster seem like the type of person that, I mean, he's always yelling at how stupid his droids are, but do you think he might be dumb enough to actually have a droid load up a bunch of credits and take it to a vault unprotected?
Probably would not be unprotected. Probably be guarded by a few other droids.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. So we got an idea where he's keeping his extra credits that he pays the Empire. Would you like to get in on this action? Do you want to get in on this action and help us relieve this Master Blaster of all these extra credits he's been paying the Empire and finally get a foothold on him?
Out of character. We are working with Master Blaster, right?
Correct, but we do want them because we have traps set up around that mountain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So we do want them to go and try and attack that.
Yeah. Okay.
This is them falling for the rumor that we spread.
Okay. Cool.
And the droid that thinks that bolts and divots are credits and says, "My, this is even more credits than yesterday," as he loads them up on the repulsor sled and takes them to the location.
Yes, this would. I will help you in this endeavor to get there.
Okay, sounds good. Let's so they usually wrap up in the early evening, so let's go plan on hitting them there. And be ready. We're gonna have some backup that occupies Master Blaster so that he can't interrupt us and robbing him blind.
Sounds like a great idea.
Okay, so they go, well, I'll see you then. Come back here at dusk and you'll join one of our teams.
Of course.
All right, so he says that. Anyone else want to do anything?
Well, I hope he doesn't get hit in the crossfire. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad.
Well, he did say something you guys haven't planned for. He did tell him that they got some backup gonna keep Master Blaster occupied so he won't be able to interrupt them as they steal him blind. So whatever that means.
Are you feeling bad about being in the crossfire?
I don't. I mean, I think Ngavi would be, but I don't. I mean, Ngavi wouldn't care, but I would.
Okay, so you guys want to move along then? Nothing else to do or say?
Yeah.
Do you want to share that with
sharing the information.
Okay.
Well, go ahead and share it.
Oh God. So he said he was gonna doing something about robbing him blind. What did he mean by?
What did he say before that again?
We got some backup coming to keep Master Blaster occupied so that he won't be able to do a thing when we rob him blind.
He will relay that information to the rest by saying they plan on having Master Blaster busy by having a small attack force go to him so that they can rob him while he's distracted.
I think what we're gonna do might involve some kind of war crimes or something like that. I'll have to check with my droids; they know a little more about that. Because I planned that there's probably not gonna be much left of them after we're done.
Just some minor war crimes.
Just some minor.
Okay. As the afternoon approaches, Officer Steve Guilford's trying to get a hold of you guys. Come in, Dauntless crew. Come in. This is Officer Steve Guilford. We have some engine signatures approaching. They're non-imperial.
Through space, or are you detecting them on the surface?
I'm detecting them and coming through hyperspace. Oh, crap. Here they come now.
Are they responding to any hails?
What are they, first of all?
So here you go on the map. A bunch of ships just dropped out of hyperspace. It looks like a giant cargo ship, a heavily modified Gazanti, 2 other light freighters, and a bunch of fighter ships. Sir, I think they're pirates. What should we do?
Got this.
Hold your distance for now. I don't think our Gazanti can take all those on at once.
They appear to be entering the atmosphere.
Okay.
New ships for us. Sweet.
Once the larger ships start to commit to landing, I'd say go ahead, disengage our fighter, and I think we only have the one fighter right now, right?
Yeah, just one fighter and one shuttle, but you only have one. Like, do you have someone that can pilot it? Because there's 2 droids that Necro built, and you probably need one droid to at least fly the ship, the Gazanti.
Yeah. So I think that would be the best split, is to have one droid pilot the fighter, one droid pilot the Gazanti, and then we can have the 2 TIE pilots on there man the guns on the Gazanti.
Okay, so the ships are now starting to enter atmosphere. It looks like all the main ships are protecting the giant Action 4 freighter. It's a Silhouette 5 ship, and it looks like it's made for deploying stuff quickly.
Is the other Gazanti like how are they? Do they have anyone behind, or is they all of them are like the small ships are leading, kind of like it is now?
So there's a bunch of, this is just representative. More ships are detaching from the Gazanti, so there's a few more fighters than what you see, but just gives you an overall idea of what's going on.
Well, I'm wondering if it's lowering it and it's going down. Maybe if we could try to take out its engines, so that it starts into a free fall. If that's something that y'all want to try to do.
Do you want to risk blowing up your ship?
I think we want to wait until they've maybe committed a little bit more to the landing, and then kind of use the Dauntless more in a skirmishing fashion. Maybe try and draw the fighters away.
If they land, then we could probably take them out before they try to get back in the air too.
Just our main threat at first is going to be those starfighters.
All right, so they are going into the atmosphere, and they are looking like they're about to land. From what Guilford says, he looks like they are landing not too far from where the Dome City crater is.
So we'll have Guilford try and maybe draw the fighters away, and engage and eliminate them first.
All right, so he starts firing, and sir, we're under attack. stuff's exploding kind of in the background. We're taking on lots of damage. The things going in it, staticky in and out. We've got the fighters, but we've also got all their attention. They think we are Imperial.
All right. So wait, as in he's eliminated the fighters?
No, he started firing upon them, but then they all started firing on them. They are being outnumbered, and they are taking damage.
Pull back, draw the fighters away, and use our own fighter and shuttle. Well, I guess we don't have no point using the shuttle, but
how about it take off? Like it's waiting to get back up, and then it comes back after a while when they go back to what they're doing.
Yeah, like I said, we're trying to peel the fighters away from the rest of them.
Oh, the fighters are not even close enough to engage you, but the heavily modified Gazante appears to have a longer range arc than what our Gazante has, and it's able to hit you guys, and you're not even within range of any of the fighters. Do you want the Dauntless to try to engage the fighters to get within shooting range, or do you want to do a different course of action? Because they seem to have the advantage when it comes to range.
Probably at this point, I would suggest pulling back.
All right, static. We are trying evasive maneuvers and getting and falling back. So, what do you want the droid to order the ship to do? It appears he's got the Gazante's attention, but it looks like he's got the Gazante, he's got the Houndstooth looking freighter, and then the Jumpmaster. He's got their attention, while the Action 4 heavy bulk freighter and several of the fighters are entering the atmosphere now. The Gazante's got the attention of the other ships.
Honestly, keep drawing them away. I think just kind of lead them on a little bit of a chase.
Okay. What speed do you guys got? What speed do you want the Gazante set to?
Let's see. Its max is 4, I think. No, max is 2. Heck, then it's gonna go 2.
All right, they are able to close the gap, not too hard. So yeah, you guys are being overwhelmed. the Gazante's taking a lot of damage now as the smaller freighters are getting closer to range. The Gazante has damaged a couple of your blasters, a couple of the Gazante's blasters. They no longer are functional. The ion weapons are hitting and doing some strain damage to the Jumpmaster and the V66 light freighter. You've got a few shots off on them as they got within range. The Gazante, the enemy Gazante, has then kind of broken off and is entering the atmosphere as well. So all these ships have entered the atmosphere, and these two ships are basically engaged with the two ships that the players have, and they're fighting back and forth.
So I think once that happens, we'll have the Dauntless and the Zealot take out those two.
Okay, so they'll be doing that. They'll be doing that space combat. All right.
Yeah, the shuttle itself's pretty tough. We should have the shuttle go up against it.
Heck, even because the Zealot's got that quad light ion cannon, so I think it should be able to.
Okay, so where's the players at? Are you guys all in the spot as it gets closer to the It's getting closer to the afternoon when Udark said he would meet with them. Are you gonna? Is anyone splitting from the group, or are you guys all gonna stay where the quote unquote the vault is?
I will be. Actually, yeah, I'll be. Well, me and and D4 will be in the bunker that we're in. So we're pretty set. We're at. And I guess the rest of them can be where they're going to be. If Zarek wants to be where he's at, he could be underground, I guess, with T0Y01 to do the leadership roles.
Wait, where would you like me?
You could be in the area where the computer and stuff was. You can be there.
But where is that? I don't on the map.
Technically on another map, so I'd probably inside that would probably be the best to determine where you're at.
Well, I want to be on the field in case people get hurt. I want to be able to go out and grab them. So my thought was
on the rocket sled beneath the two bases.
You can just pick one of the bunkers to go in that have space. Probably the one where Angiver is, because he doesn't have a minion group with him. So probably this one. All right.
Yeah, I'll put Toy 01 there for you.
And Udark, what are you doing? Where are you going to be?
I was going to go back to their spot, right?
Yeah. Does anyone else want to go with Udark back to the cannon? You guys
Back
can
to
hear
what?
some the Dome City. You guys can kind of hear some loud explosions and turbo laser fire coming from the direction of the Dome City.
I don't think it would be a bad idea to have maybe one or two people go there.
It's more of a distraction, like they're talking about. Maybe to draw his droids away from the protecting the vault, where his quote unquote credits are.
Okay, so we got Udark. Is anyone else going with Udark, or just Udark by himself?
Udark can stay with the group. That way we have an inside man, so he can just like go beast mode on him while he's inside the transport with him.
Oh yeah, split in party.
All right.
So run system where that actually goes okay most of the time.
Yeah, true.
Okay, Udark. What you see is a bunch of the fighters in the air flying overhead, and they have shot and destroyed this AT-AT walker right here. So it's just smoking. It's just smoking. It's collapsed on the ground. It's smoking. A lot of the droids have been blown to bits. The other walker looks a little damaged. Lots of smoke. And you can see the pirates have disabled the walker that Master Blaster's in. I'm using two screens. Okay.
That's what he gets for not taking any of my help.
All right. So as you arrive, you can see them. They've got the two Ugnaughts out of their. They got the two Ugnaughts out of their personal walker. One of them's like, "Udark, come over here. Enjoy our victory."
Hey, grab the mask for a jihad.
It's too late. Let's see. The Pirate Cream Proxy Anti-Imity rips the mask off of Blaster, who has this childlike face. It looks, you would swear it was probably a child, the short little Ugnaught, and then has one of her weaklay smack it really hard in the face with the back of its gun and knocks the little weaklay out. And Master's like, "No, Blaster!" And they put Blaster in binders. And they put Master in binders, and they have one of their repulsor sleds come by, and they get on the repulsor sled with Master and Blaster. And the guy you're familiar with, Voltrax, Udark. Now's for the real battle. Now that we have neutralized his forces, we show him what the Empire's protection gets him, which is nothing. Come with us. Join us as we attack and take our booty from his credit vault. And the anti-Emity says, I own Dome City. And she puts the mask over top of her gemmed mask that she's wearing. So she's got like 2 masks on. And this
It's a bit much, I think.
So
you can tell that when you see her.
they do that, and they get in this armored personal transport, and they get out of the way. So what do you want to do, Udark? Oh, there's
I'll go with
also
them.
several dead Ithorians too. A lot of them have run and are hiding, but there's a bunch of dead Ithorians in the fields. So.
Yeah, I'll just go with them.
All right, so you get on. They pull up, be like, you know how to ride one of these, and they get you a Mope Quit Flare S swoop.
I was gonna say, get him in the space band with the Pirate Queen. That's a place I would not want to be trapped with her deck.
Exactly. I'm thinking.
He won't be able to because it's full.
Talk himself into one of the groups.
Between Master Blaster, her personal bodyguard, and the what looks like a Wookiee gladiator, there's not any more space.
Any big vessels that's going to be transporting them, so that way he can go with a group of people and like ride along with them. Say, I guess maybe tell them you're not much of a flyer, you're more of a fighter.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Can you ping it again? Okay, cool. Let me put my token over there.
All right. Hey, Kim, since you built the mines, go ahead and put them out among the map where you want to put them. Like just like use the little paint tool.
Okay, I'll make just little squares.
Yeah, that way you can do that. Now remember, we have 4 rocket launchers among us, and each rocket launcher has 2 missiles you can fire.
Are those ranged heavy?
They are gunnery, and the missiles are planetary damage. So it's 4 planetary damage with
Okay.
the last 2, I think.
Does Raptor still have your rocket launcher briefcase, or did you take that back?
Yeah, he probably still has it. Those are personal scale micro rockets, though. So.
Yeah, mine on planetary scale. I went and bought the ordnance.
If Raptor grabs one, and I can have my goon squad do the other, because those have blast, we can probably take out a couple of these swoops.
All right. What are the squares? Squares supposed to be mines. I have this. I was using this thing to indicate a mine. It might be a little easier to see than the squares.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those are supposed to be mine, so I don't have any control over that, though.
Okay, I'll move it. So put one on all the squares, basically.
Put one on all the squares.
So the way I'm gonna have this be is it'll be like difficult terrain. So if anyone's doing a vehicle if anyone is in a vehicle that can move, you'll have to do a piloting check when you're in this area, and we'll consider the mines difficult terrain.
Yeah, because of personal scale. So I mean, depending upon how much of a roll it does with mechanics roll, it could do some damage. It could not.
I mean, it could kill a pilot if the swoops are exposed.
That's true. From the blast alone, too. And they just need just need to roll mechanics.
Well, the way I'm gonna have it work is when they get in the area, they'll have to make a roll versus their speed plus the silhouette of their vehicle halved and rounded up for the number of upgrades, and then a setback for the mines being there. And so anyone that fails, they automatically detonate one of your mines and would probably blow up.
Well, they're personal scale, so it depends on how much armor they have. How much do those mines do damage-wise?
Oh, okay. Well, they might not blow up, but they might take some damage.
So would the damage be, I guess, a mechanics roll that she did, or did she got to do mechanics roll every time they hit one?
I'll just have, if they fail a roll, I'll just have that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get I might have to clear initiative, so don't roll yet. Yeah, I got to clear it.
Real quick, that's not all of the mines either. I had a total of 15 that I can lay out.
Okay, well, that's fine enough. We just know that they're here. Just keep track as you blow them up how many you have left. That's the main thing. You don't have to have them all on the map.
Yeah. That's just indicating this difficult terrain.
The mines will also give you a boost when you do the mass combat, because that's one of the options you can have to get a boost, or one of the examples it gives.
One of them already hit one, so they know it's difficult terrain, though. Because otherwise they'd be just driving and not knowing anything about mines. Because they're personal scale, they wouldn't even see them.
Yeah, they wouldn't see them, but since they are there, they do have sensors on the vehicles that are close range. So the sensors indicate that there's something there.
Okay.
So they still have to navigate through it. The speeder bikes are probably not as... I'm just going to make them all, because there's a chance that if they're proximity mines, you could blow them up right when they're... So that's what the rules would be. Okay, so starting off, they are at speed 3. So they are zooming in and out. They're not necessarily going in a straight line. But we're limited on a map size. So they're kind of just zooming in and out, going around. The speeder bikes are going way faster than the two trucks, including the one that Nunku's in. You guys go ahead and go. You guys are planning for this, so you guys can do cool under your combat. You can roll your cool check under combat for your initiative. Make sure you have your dice pool cleared, so you don't roll any purple.
Okay. I guess vehicle-wise, that we're going against these mostly speeder bikes and then just two big tanks. Is that what it is, or what are we looking at as far as?
They're not tanks. They look like they were personal carriers converted to paramilitary. So they're not really tanks. They look like personal vehicles that were modified with armor strapped to it and welded onto it. They literally look kind of like that. They look like Mad Max type vehicles.
All right, could I do a warfare check? You can tell me difficulty to determine which ones would be the more threat, would be the more damage dealers than the others, so we can prioritize who we need to take out first.
Oh, well, you can tell because they both have giant turrets on them, so you can obviously, you don't have to make a roll. You can see which ones have giant turrets. All these speeder bikes seem to have a lance, so not just the IG 86 droid models. They all have a lance on them.
I'm gonna tell them. I think we should probably focus fire with the launchers on the trucks, and then clean up the rest of them with the gun turrets.
We don't want to focus. Well, do we know which one Urdok's in?
You do not. You don't even know if he's in one unless he's communicated that. He's been kind of radio silent.
I hope we don't blow up the truck then, I guess, too much. Oh, did you add on the character sheet for the second fort? Did you add that the turret that you purchased, Jahat?
I didn't add it to that. I just added it to my stormtrooper sheet.
Okay. Yeah, if you write, I made a character sheet. It's on the vehicle sheet for the second fort. It has the weapon on there you can put on it.
Okay.
Okay, it's a PC slot. Who wants to go first? Oh, let me change the ambience.
We also need to do the mass combat.
We could do it now if you want. I was just gonna see if you guys want to destroy anything beforehand, but yeah, let's go ahead and do it now. Then it's gonna be.
I want to take a cheap shot at them before they get a chance.
So you got one. You got one dice, green dice for your small force. You can have a boost for the mines you set up, and then anything else that you may have strategically placed. Do you guys have something else you think you can think of that might give you an edge?
They gotta go through the rocks and stuff, the surroundings, so they gotta,
Well, they're pretty spaced out, the rocks are.
Also, are they prepared for the cold weather?
Yes. These are the Veiled Sorority. They've had their team on the planet for a while now. All their vehicles look like they've been insulated, and they're all wearing heavy clothing.
All right, so you said 1 green for that, and then 1 blue boost for the mines, right?
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Is there anything else that you guys have done to prepare that might give you another boost?
You have Erdad amongst them, so when he sees combat starting in the mix of it, he could be causing some havoc of his own.
All right, I'll give you a boost for that. Then. All right, so then it's going to be your leadership versus their leadership. They got 2 purple for the size of their army. It's more than what you guys have. And their leadership, as they all look like they're on comms, like they're taking orders. And you see some ships overhead, but they're purposely staying out of weapon range, but staying where they can kind of have a good bird's eye view of the battlefield. So so it's going to be 2 red and a purple based on their commander and their leadership, and then for having the bird's eye view of the sky, they'll give you a setback.
So maybe 2 red, 1 purple, and 1 setback is the roll that Zarek needs to make, right?
Yes, that's their difficulty, and then you got your 1 green. You get to add your leadership skills, and you get the 2 boost.
All right, our leadership skill. So Zarek, if you with that toy there to help you out and talk you through it all, and you help him, you have 6 yellows. One success and 1 advantage.
You don't have 6 yellows. You have 1 green, so you get 1 yellow.
What do you mean?
So
the skill updates it. So you treat your ability as the size of your force. Your size of the force only gives you one green, so that counts as your ability. Your ability is 1. So then you add your leadership skill. So you can
leadership skill is 6.
So you got 1 yellow, 5 green.
1 yellow, 5 green. What about the success and advantage from the tools he has?
What's is it for leadership?
It's the giant megaphone and microphone thing that uses to
yeah, then you can add that.
All right, so what is he rolling in? That Zarek's going to be rolling?
It's 1 yellow, 5 green, 2 boost, and then you got the success and the advantage.
Okay. Did you get all that, Zarek?
Are you saying Zarlik?
Zarlik, my bad. Zarlik, sorry.
That's all right. I had no idea you were talking to me, but yeah, 5 green, 2 blue, 1 yellow.
Yeah, 1 yellow, 5 green, 2 blue, 1 success, 1 advantage versus 2 reds, 1 purple, 1 setback.
2 reds, 1 purple, 1 setback.
That is the leadership role.
All right. In this tool, can I add the success and stuff automatically?
Yeah, you type in 1A for advantage and then 1S for success. And you put that.
Where do I type that in?
Don't worry about it. We'll just add it after you roll.
All right.
Okay, so no successes. So you guys.
No, automatic success.
No, you.
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
said
You
there
get
was
one.
automatic.
That's
So he's
true.
got 1 success and 5 advantages.
Okay, that's true. So you got 1 success and 5 advantages. All right, so I actually have a mass combat on the OneNote, so you guys can see how you want to use the advantages.
Let me pull that up.
There's
so,
a OneNote.
yeah.
Resources on Discord.
Mass combat's also in the Age of Rebellion book. Tell you what page 70, or lead by example, page 70.
You could spend 3 advantage to disable an important piece of enemy hardware. So maybe Erdog's got the van a rockin'.
Yeah, I like that.
So what do you want to
So that's
disable
3.
on the vehicle that Erdog's in?
Could we blow one of the tires
Okay.
or whatever movement mechanics it's operating on? I'm assuming tires. So can we do something to eliminate its mobility?
Okay, yeah. So you can damage its mobility, so it'll be sitting there until someone can repair it.
Okay.
I'm picturing Erdog just like burying his vibro weapon in the dashboard.
Yeah.
Two-handed one. Yeah, he's going to put a lot of damage in that.
Okay. And did you want to use the 2 on something else?
Yeah, I'm still trying to find the OneNote. Whoever controls the droid, you go ahead and choose if you have it in front of you.
You could have an attack by the acting force, reveal a weakness in the enemy force's defenses, adding a boost to the next mass combat check.
There you go.
All right. Can you just remind me, or someone take a note that when you do your next mass combat, you'll get a boost. All right. So
Yeah, we can actually do an upgrade for 3.
they use 3 to disable the movement of one of the.
Yeah, we only have 2 left.
Okay, that works.
All right. So PC slides.
Yeah. All right. So the one that's kind of stopped, I guess we could assume that one didn't malfunction by accident, or do I need to like roll to see that?
You can see smoke coming from it.
I'm assuming. I think that might be the one Erdak's in. So if anyone wants to take a shot at the other one with the missile launcher, otherwise I'll have D4 do it.
Now, the range that this blue line is kind of a good indicator as far as where your range is. So the map's a little bigger than most of the maps we use, so I'm just going to have the range be kind of where the tip of this blue is for close. So anywhere from where you guys are all the way up to here would be close vehicle scale range. And then your personal works as we've been doing with the squares.
It's a concussion missile launcher, so it does short range.
Okay, well in that case then it hits everything on the map.
Yep, that's why I bought them.
Okay, so what are you shooting at?
I'm going to shoot at the one that Erdak's not in. Well, the one that's not smoking. Hasn't been disabled yet.
All right, so you're going first. Aren't you? So are you going to have to move outside of? Because you're just facing the wrong direction, isn't it? So you would have to spend a move.
He's in position to shoot down into there. He's on that ridge.
Who's shooting it? That's what I'm asking. Who's shooting?
If anyone wants to shoot, otherwise I'll have D4 shoot.
Yeah, if you don't have an angle, I can shoot from Raptor's position.
All right.
D4 can like stick their launcher out, I guess, or walk out the back and shoot. He's got movement.
All right, and all these have limited ammo 1 or prepare 1, right? So you do it this way.
Slow firing 1.
Say what?
Slow firing 1.
Okay, so they fired, then you got to wait around. You can't fire it, then you can fire it the next round.
That's why I have 2 in here, 2 in each bunker. That way you could reload one while the other one fires.
Okay.
So it's close range?
He said short, so you can.
Short range. The missile is short range. The turret I have is close range. It's on top, but he's going to fire the rocket launcher.
So you're not attached to a vehicle, so go ahead and use personal skill as if it's extreme. So which one are you shooting at? This one, right? So you roll for extreme. You get to lower the difficulty because it's more than 2 silhouettes bigger than your character is, and then it's also encumbrance 4. So if you are not a strength 4, you're going to have setbacks for every number that you lack in brawn. If your brawn's less than 4, you're going to have a setback.
Oh darn! Too bad he has 6 in strength.
Oh, too bad.
All right. So what's the difficulty of the roll again?
It's extreme range. So you're doing the personal skill if it's not attached to a vehicle. You got the encumbrance 4, and you got to lower the difficulty by 1 because it is 2 silhouettes bigger than you. It's more than 2 silhouette. It's 2 silhouette or more larger than you are because they are silhouette 3.
Okay, I set the launcher up on the Fort Angiver, but it's because I didn't feel like I'm not going to mess with it right now. But yeah, I'm just going to fire from there.
All right, do it.
So it's only 1 purple then?
If you're firing it, it's not attached to a vehicle, you got to roll personal extreme range. So it would be 4 because you get to subtract 1. Let me make it short. So normal is 2, hard 3, normal, okay, medium, long. I think it might be 3 instead of 4, my bad.
So extreme is normally 4, so if he's reducing it by 1, it
so yeah, it would be 3. It would be 3 purple. All right, so roll it. All right.
Oh, and I got enough to activate blast. Nice.
And crit.
All right, so you did
11 vehicle skill damage. I'm going to activate blast.
Okay.
And then if it's not enough, going to do some critting, I guess.
All right, it takes 8 damage. All right.
It's 2.
And what does the blast? How much damage does the blast do?
Blast is 2, so 20. So it's 20 personal, 2 vehicle skill.
All right. So we'll say it hits this and does damage to it.
So you do 11 damage. Breach 2.
Oh, it has breach 2? Okay.
Oh, breach 2, that's fun.
It cost me 300 credits.
And the blast also does the uncancelled successes.
It does?
So it's so the blast will do 9 damage.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand how that works.
All right, so you blew those up. Not bad.
Big boom.
And that's all D4 to get back in here.
Were you counting did you have the blast affect the actual APC? So blast won't affect the primary target. At least that's always been how I've
Yeah, I don't have the blast. The 11 damage. The 11 damage breach 2 affected the primary.
Okay.
All right, so one of those views got caught up in it. All right, so that's your turn. So
yes, that
so
is.
you take 2 strain because you're moving back inside.
I take 2 strain?
No,
D4 is.
the droid does.
Okay.
All right, so now it's another PC slot.
Senna, do you want to have Raptor try and take out a few more of those swoops?
Yeah, so Raptor is going to He's got a jetpack. I'm not exactly sure how movement works on that.
If you have a jetpack and you're using the jetpack, you now count as a vehicle the silhouette of your jetpack, and so you use the same rules as vehicle.
Nice.
So he's going to do a flyover on this group of vehicles.
Flyby.
And probably focus on this one to try and catch as many of the surrounding ones as he can without getting Erdek's vehicle in the convoy. So I'll move him.
So these vehicles are not static. They are going speed 3. They've got evasive maneuvers, so they increases the difficulty to target them by 1.
Okay. So
and so they're not necessarily what you see because they're zooming in and out and going all over the place. They're going all crazy.
Can he try and target them as they pass close or something?
Yeah, mainly he's just trying to aim for like a grouping of more than one or two if possible.
They're kind of giving each other clearance because they are swoop bikes and they're going really fast. They don't want to actually accidentally run into each other. I say if you get a triumph, I'll say that if you can roll triumph when you're shooting at one, I'll say that you were able to get 2, that they got close enough to whatever you're shooting them with. Are you shooting them with the same type of rocket?
Yeah, the same thing that just got fired. I think I had one of the other ones.
Okay, so yeah, you can do that. So you're doing a swoop bike then?
Yeah. Is that those are the? So like, there's the swoop bikes. What are these? Things that look like wheels?
They are the wheeled thing that General Grievous is driving in Episode 3.
Okay. So yeah, I guess I'll go for one of those wheeled things. Those look cool, and there's fewer of them, so maybe they're more important.
All right. So you're not attached. It's not attached to the vehicle. You're actually holding it. So you would do your extreme range. So it would be 3.
He flew over. He was using his jetpack to fly over close to him.
Yeah, but his missile launcher is attached to him. It's not attached to his vehicle. So he will still be using it as if he's doing personal skill. So it would be 3 purple, because they are 2 or more silhouette bigger than you are. So it'd be 3 purple, and then you upgrade 1. So it'd be 1 red and 2 purple.
All right. And I'm going to. That looks like everything. All right. So I have a triumph. So 3 uncancelled successes, 1 triumph.
All right, so yeah, I'll say you can have another swoop get caught up in that. What's the damage do? What's the base damage? Is it 4?
It's damage 4 base. Just look at the one above it.
All right. All right,
So
you keeping track of how many missiles you have left?
Yeah, each one can fire 2.
Now, how many missiles do you have total?
8 in total. So I have 4 launchers. Each one can fire 2.
Okay. 8 missiles total. Okay, so you 6 now. All right.
I might have killed a little bit, but be prepared.
All right. Did you want to have that triumph used to have another one within its blast zone?
Yeah.
All right. So you shoot and you blow up 2 of them. All right.
They'll make them bottleneck now because they got 3 vehicles in the way.
All right. So let's see. All right. Is that the end of your turn then? You moved. You shot.
Yeah. That'll be the end of that turn for them.
All right. So you blew up 2 of those. So you blew up 2 of those and moved to another PC.
Okay, so personal scale, they are at extreme range right now, or are they past extreme range technically?
It depends on if you're using a vehicle weapon or not. So extreme range, yeah, extreme range can hit anything on the map pretty much.
Okay. I guess actually what Jahat's going to do is he will go ahead and do a inspiring rhetoric check here. And 2 purple. All right. Click the little. Okay, can click the little clock symbol over on the far left side. See if that'll pop it back up for you. So I'm going to turn my 3 dark side pips. I get an extra 1 from items, so I'm gonna have my 3 dark side pips turn into successes for me. And let's see who's close to me. I guess I'm gonna have Cam Senna and my stormtroopers all be inspired. So you guys can recover like 6 strain each. But you also get a boost die for the next 5 rounds to any skill checks. And on that note, I'm going to have my troopers on the gun. I'm going to have them try and take some of those swoop drivers out. So they're going to...
So is inspiring rhetoric, is that a action or is that a maneuver?
That is an action. I don't have the supreme version. So that's Jahat's turn.
Okay.
So now for his minion group, would trying to shoot the driver off of one of the swoops would that be a called shot?
Yes, it would, and you got to take into account the speed, so it would add an extra setback. They also still get the upgrade because they're part of the vehicle that's doing the evasive maneuvers.
Okay, so how many setback am I adding for that then?
So 2 for the called shot, 1 for their speed and erratic behavior and the upgrade. I'm also including the 1 for the snow or whatnot. I'm just giving you 1 extra due to environmentals with the snow and the speed, and then
okay. So
it'd be, what are you doing? You're doing silhouette 3, so it's gonna be 3. If you're extreme range, it's gonna be 3. It'll be 1 red, 2 purple. And then you get the 2 setback for the called shot plus the 1 for environmental.
Okay. All right, so this is targeting the... oh, and it's 1 increase because I'm going to do auto fire.
Yeah.
All right, I believe in the dream. Oh, let me make sure I have the right number of troops in this before I roll. Okay.
All right, so which one did you shoot?
I'm gonna go for the 2 swoops on the right.
All right, so you shoot 1. You did. Okay, so yeah, you kill the driver, and you did auto fire to hit the other one too.
Right, so that's 20 damage, pierce 2, I think.
Yeah,
to have a pierce on there.
So both drivers, as you're shooting at them, so you do your auto fire, and you get them both. But their speeder bikes are undamaged, so you got 2 speeder bikes that just kind of, as soon as the drivers are shot, they fall off the bike and die. The shoot bikes kind of slow down to a stop and just kind of hover.
Nice. All right, that's it for me.
Dibs.
All right, so now it is an NPC. I'm going to try and do something to let us know there's no driver in here. There are just the skull and crossbones saying the driver's dead, but the vehicle is still there. Okay, so for this turn, this vehicle...
Did those ships land, or are they flying overhead?
They've been flying overhead the whole time, but they've been purposely staying at medium range. So I'll have this one get closer.
Jeff,
do you not hear me? I said they've been there the whole time, but they've been at medium range. I said at the beginning they sound like they're talking to someone in their headset, so they've been using them as eyes for the battlefield.
Oh, so they're above us. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, they've been flying around above you. Also at speed 3. Alright, so I'll go ahead and activate this one. Let me go to my notes real quick on vehicle. See if you're at speed 3, how many rounds it takes to get within short from medium. I think it's... Okay, so if I'm at speed 2 to 4, it's 1 maneuver to go from close to medium or close to short. So I'm at medium. I should be able to get... I'll just increase... No, it's not really worth it. So I'll get it down. I'll do evasive maneuvers, and I will go ahead and spin that for 1 maneuver, and I will move a ranged man closer, so it's now within short range. And I do have a weapon that's within short. Alright, so this vehicle is going to shoot at this bunker. So what's your defense?
Okay.
And it's still at 3 as well, so they're the same size, so it's a 1 purple.
It should be on the same. It should be on there already. It's got a 1 defense.
Okay, so it's upgraded once because it's evasive maneuver, so it's attacking plus anyone attacking it gets an upgrade. All right, so 1 defense.
1 defense. It's got 3 armor.
All right. All right, forward mounted concussion missile. It does 8 damage, breach 4. All right, so it shoots your bunker and does 8 damage with breach 4, and that's its turn.
Well, it does 4 damage.
All right.
No, wait. It's got armor 3. So it does 5 damage.
All right, so you keep track of that. All right, it's another NPC's turn.
M guy never went, so I probably would have him repair this thing.
Well, you got to do all your stuff on the same turn, so you don't have to wait till next turn. You can't.
Damage. Now it's pretty much done for.
All right. Next NPC. This speeder bike's going to... is there anyone on ground, or is everyone inside bunkers?
Raptor is flying in the air.
Okay, and it can't get you in the speeder bike, so... All right, so the speeder is going to, I guess, try to fly through the minefield. So it's going at 3 speed. It's silhouette, so that adds 2 upgrades. So let's see if it can make its piloting check. All right, and I'll just add. It's already weatherized, so I don't have to worry about the weather. Okay, here we go. Let's see if the pilot. Here we go. All right, he takes damage. I guess. What do you guys want to do with that? You want to take him? Have it take strain, or you got something else you want to use the threat for?
Give him a setback.
Might take a strain, you said?
So whatever one gives you.
Yeah, but I can take a strain, I guess, unless anyone else wants. I mean, it's not really new much with one setback. I mean, with one threat, you can't even give setback.
Okay. So
yeah, so the driver in the vehicle take a strain.
okay. And okay, who's closest to the entrance? It's basically going to attack whoever's closest at the entrance. So
It can tag D4.
okay. It's so it's going to get within short, and it's going to do its light repeating blaster. What's the difficulty on what's all its defenses and stuff?
It's not core defense, but it's also inside the bunker. So is it doing a called shot? What's it doing?
Yeah, so called shot. That's 2.
Backs in for that. It's also got an upgrade. I think 3 times. Let me check.
It's actually got to upgrade it again because it's evasive maneuvers.
Series 3.
All right, so it's got to upgrade a 4th time because of evasive maneuvers. All right, here we go. Nope. And what do you want to do with that? What do you want to do with the threat?
I wanted to. Let me think. For 3 things, we can give a setback with 2. So I guess maybe it's not ricocheted and it set off a mine when one of the other next group was trying to fly by, and so it might make it's going to give a setback to the next fighting check for another guy, and then I guess he can take another strain.
All right. So you want?
Why is it only? Wait, how many? What was the?
It says you can give the allied character a setback on their next action.
Yeah, I'm saying so. Give the next one. But I thought so. It's supposed to. You said it's supposed to be upgraded 4 times, right?
Yeah, I did click the upgrade 4 times.
Well, it's only 1 purple and 2 reds.
It was close range. Close range is one purple.
Okay, so 1 purple. If you upgrade it 4 times, then it would have been because already
1 time's a red, 2 times is a purple, 3 times is
Yeah.
a.
So the first
red.
time upgrades the purple to a red. The second time adds a purple. The third upgrade upgrades the second purple to that second red, and then the 4th upgrade adds that purple.
Yeah, it did it correctly.
Okay.
So you're giving this guy this sweeper bike a purple? I mean a setback.
Setback, and this guy gets a strain.
So he gets a strain and a setback. All right.
Yeah, strain for the guy that shot at him, and setback for the next guy who tries to fly around the
That doesn't work that way. Setback is for the active character. Oh, never mind. It does. You're right. Active or allied. They shouldn't have said that. They should just say pick a character. Okay.
Yep.
So the other swoop bike that's undamaged gets a setback, right?
Because I gave when it ricocheted and set off a mine, it's flying. It's trying to get around.
So is it the droid or the other purple-haired swoop? Which one? The droid or the purple-haired swoop? Which bike did you want to give the setback to?
Does it matter, I guess? Really? Whichever the next one is that goes?
All right, sure. I'll do that then. Okay. All right, another NPC. Who's in the air? We got 2 people in the air.
I think it's just Raptor.
I thought someone else was shooting. Were they inside a...
Yeah, they went out of the bunker and went back in.
Okay, you're shooting from the bunker. Okay. All right, then I guess this one will shoot at you, the one that has the setback. Oops. The one that has the setback dice. Are you within... Let me see, what's your range? What are you... Are you within... how far away are you? Are you close or short on...
Let me see.
You're probably out of range if you're short.
So I can go at speed 2, I guess. I probably should have made a roll for planetary piloting.
I think you're high enough that there's not really difficult terrain because you're in the air.
Okay, yeah. So I kind of flew over probably some of these vehicles and then went another range band.
Okay, can you put your character on the map, or is he on the map? Just kind of let me know where he's at.
Yeah, he's right here on the map. I figured that was probably like 2 range bands from where he started.
Okay. All right. I don't think he has a weapon that can attack you. So this one will have to come over here and shoot at whoever it has a clear shot at. So let's see if it can make it there. So it has to make its piloting check first. All right, so that's going to be piloting check would be 3, upgrade twice, add a setback because of the setback and Guyver gave it. All right, and it's not actually able to go in here, so it tries to go through the minefield, and it's like, oh, it loses its nerve, so it's not able to get through the minefield. So it's just kind of over here somewhere. I gotta show the viewers where it is. So it starts going, and then it's like, oh crap.
Doesn't mean it hits it because it failed, and so then we'd see if the bike just gets destroyed and has to walk, or.
It does not pass the minefield, but yes, if someone wants. If you want, then
KitCam can roll.
But on KitCam's turn, KitCam can do it on her turn, or on his turn. All right, then another NPC. Just get all these swoop bikes.
Do you want me to go ahead and go so I can trip the minefield thingy?
It's still the NPCs, but you can do it on your turn.
Yeah, and 1-1 is the next PC, so you can do that. So we got to wait 3 turns.
All right, so this swoop bike's gonna try to clear the minefield. Hey, if they can't clear the minefield, you got multiple targets. You can see which one you want to try and attack.
Yeah, and mow down with my auto cannon.
All right. So here we go. This one made it here. So here's my question. If you're moving through difficult terrain and you have to make a skill check because it's difficult terrain, does that still count as your movement and not your action?
I would think so, because it's part of your move.
That's what I was thinking. Okay. So I can still shoot. So I'm going to shoot.
Difficult terrain also has your movement.
Not on speeder bikes. Not on vehicles. Vehicles you got to make a roll. That's the difficulties, your speed. You got 2 dice pulled. So you take your speed. That's 3 dice, and then you take your vehicle silhouette, have it, and round it up. So that's 2. Whichever one's lower are your upgrades. So you take your base difficulty, which is the speed, because that's the higher number, and then the lower number, which is 2, is upgraded twice. So that's what I did. That's how you navigate difficult terrain. Then if there's anything additional in the terrain, you can add additional setbacks.
This applies to I guess, individuals when they try to do it, if they're walking or something.
Yeah, if you're walking, you're not in a vehicle. Yeah, it would have your movement.
Understand?
Yeah, because you don't have to worry about blowing up if you roll a despair. If you're just trying to get through difficult terrain, but if you're on a speeder bike going high speeds, you have a chance of blowing up if you bump into a tree.
Okay.
All right, so Stormtrooper, what's their defense?
I don't think any. Let me double check. Yeah, no defense.
All right, so it's an upgraded because he is still doing evasive maneuvers, or he did the previous turn. So it'll run off because you got to do it each turn. So he has evasive maneuvers till the end of this turn, and then it will wear off. All right, so 1 purple. All right. All right. Good thing I didn't do auto damage. So it takes 12 damage, and I'm gonna give the minion group a crit.
You've got your difficulty die.
Oh, you're right. What the heck? Sorry.
Good.
I've got 2 character sheets. I put on one, not the other.
That's fine.
All right. I'll just. There we go. Okay, so I can't crit. So I'll give a boost to another NPC.
Is there no setback for for doing that called shot into the bunker?
Oh, you are right. I forgot the called shot. Sorry about
I
that.
knew it was getting something.
Okay. So many rolls. All right. So it still hits, but no, I don't really have anything else I can use advantage on, but giving a blue dice to another NPC.
Like, see, y'all, it's not too hard. I can do it.
All right. This one here will try to clear the minefield now. Okay, it does. What do you want to do with those advantage or disadvantage or threats? Oh, this one's never mind. This one's dead. Never mind. I forgot that one. Oh, this one's dead too.
A PC was supposed to go before this because it was a 1-3 slot that they didn't organize right.
You know what? That one's dead. I forgot. I need to just put these right axes because I'm gonna screw. Okay, so those ones are actually.
Did you hear me, Jeff?
Did someone roll after me? Okay.
Well, 2 did. So there's 2 PC slots. So PC slot 1 should have actually gone before these NPCs should have gone.
All right. Well, take off the damage on the Stormtrooper. I moved one of the bikes that had a dead person on it, so I just put an X on there and I put the scroll and crossbones. That means that their bike's not destroyed. Okay, so
it's just the one on the left side that's left, then I guess, right?
So where's the PC slot that is not correct? Is this one?
1-1 and then 1-3. There you go. Yeah.
Okay, so a PC slot then.
And so I guess it's Senna and Kick on the left, unless you let me roll to fix the bunker.
I thought Senna rolled to shoot one of them.
Yeah, I already went.
So it's Udark then and Kit Cam, I think, are the last PCs.
Yes.
And Zarlik, I think. Zarlik is our last one there. At the
yeah, and Zarlik. Okay, so you got Zarlik, Kit Cam, and Udark. So what do you guys want to do?
I did that leadership roll in the beginning. Did that not count as my turn?
No, that's just something we do at the top of each round.
Okay.
Yeah, mask on that.
Well, it doesn't have to be at the top of each round. It's just key points when in the storyline to see how things go.
Got it.
Can Engiver fix the bunker now, or do I have to wait till next round?
You have to wait till next round because you and your NPCs go on the same turn. You share the same turn. You can't split it to get additional turn actions.
I'm going to reserve my turn if I need it. Okay, that's fine.
All right, so is Kit Cam going or Udark?
Time to cause some havoc.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
if the
we'll say
space fans are rocking, don't come a knocking.
So, well,
it's in the way. I'm trying to get this guy. All right, so there's about.
I put Urdak near there since I can't put him inside the thing.
Okay, here you are. We're inside the vehicle. This is kind of what you got, and you got like a Doug pilot.
Whirlwind slash and get them all.
Could I?
So there you go. So you're in the vehicle, and I moved the vehicle over, and this is kind of what you see. You got about 4 goons and a Doug at the driver controls. So what do you want to do, Urdoc?
Question: is this thing on the ground or no?
No, it's in the air.
Okay.
It's within short planetary range.
It'll be on the ground next round.
Could my character grab hold of the wheel and make it turn really fast to try to make it?
Yeah, if you fixed it first, because remember at the very beginning they used an advantage in the mass combat to have you break it so that it can't move anymore.
So all eyes on you pretty much right about now because what you put.
So are these all just like minion groups? Or
They
something?
are not. No. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 people in the vehicle with you, or 6 creatures in the vehicle with you.
Okay. Do any of them look tough? Like, do I like?
All of them, but the Doug look tough.
Okay.
They all look like they're the same rank and same position and have the same armor on.
Are all of these guys part of the same minion group?
They're not. No? They're not a minion group. They're individuals.
Okay. You get a challenge this time.
I mean, they all look the same, so.
You're such a racist. You're a speciesist. You're a speciesist.
See if they all die the same too.
Only when it comes to how tough they look. Guess I'll just attack one of them then. I'll attack this one. 2 purple. And wow.
Yeah, I don't see any defense on them. All right, did you cut him in half?
I wish I could like use my 3 advantage to just attack another dude.
You don't have a talent for that.
You have knockdown. Maybe you can knock him into the others.
He's probably dead.
Yeah, how much damage you do?
1, 2.
Pierce 8, so it basically
16 damage.
Yeah, you cut the dude in half, and he's bleeding out everywhere. You got blood everywhere, and all the other guys are like, get their blasters out.
Is it possible to pick someone up in this game and throw them at someone else?
Yeah, that would be a rest. That would be a rest. That would be a brawn maneuver.
Yeah, but that'd take like another action, and I don't think I have that, right?
It would be a wrestling. It'd be a brawn action, but you can't. You can only do 1 action around.
Okay.
All right.
I think that'd be cool for them to pick up.
All right. Let's stick with the game. All right. Next PC.
I'd like to use my move action to move over to these guys, and then I'll end my turn there.
All right. Sounds good. All right. We got a PC still left. Kit Cam and our medic.
Okay, I will go ahead and go if that's all right with Sarlacc.
Of course.
Okay, I'm going to have first off, I'll use my sentry droid. So I'm gonna have my sentry droid pop out of the bunker over here to this corner, and I'm gonna pop a shot at the bike over here.
All right. So how far away is that from you? Let's see. So long range. 6, 12 medium, 12, 24 long.
And that one ahead of you, though, Kit Cam, That one, you still got to roll the explosive to see if he's still on his bike or not.
Oh yeah, you got to roll. You can roll like
off the bike, then you won't have to worry about a called shot. You can just shoot the guy.
Okay.
You could also shoot this one if you want, and then you could roll to try to blow up the other one. This one over here.
Yeah. Okay. I will try to pop shot at the one that you're going for right now. And then I'll do my roll to try to blow the other one up.
All right, so that's long range. It's a long range shot. And then if are you shooting at the vehicle or are you shooting at the person on top of the vehicle?
The person on top of the vehicle.
All right, so it's a called shot, so it'll be 2 setback. And then just 1 because well, it's not really doing evasive maneuver, so it's just the 2. The evasive maneuvers kind of wore off because it didn't use it last round.
Okay, so 2 black and then 2 purple.
3. It's 3 purple. It's long range, and 2 black. Yeah, you can if you have any maneuvers left, you could spin a maneuver to reduce the purple by aiming, but it might cause you strain since you've already moved once. All right, so you shot. Where's the blaster sound?
Wow, wow, wow.
Pew pew pew. Here we go.
That was not good.
And miss. Okay. Now, do you want to go try and blow up this guy with one of your mines?
Yes, I do. What do I need to?
It's the mechanics. I think just 2 purple because we'll just count it as engaged. What is it? Is there a range? What does it? It's mechanics roll.
It's an engaged roll.
Yeah, so 2 purple mechanics roll. Unless you're purposely trying to get the driver, you could do a call shot, but I think you're just seeing if it'll do any damage. How much damage does it do?
6 damage.
Oh, okay. So that's not enough to do anything to the bike. Okay. So, cool. So, blowing up stuff.
No, a crafted mine does 12 damage.
Oh, okay. I must have looked at it wrong then.
Okay, so you did do...
Mine does 12 damage. You can activate blast for 2 advantage.
Oh, there's nothing nearby to blast it. So, okay, so you did do some damage to it.
Damage for 2, wouldn't it?
You said 12. It does 12, right?
Yeah, it does 12 base damage, so it'd be 13 damage, and then for 2 advantage, you can activate blast, so it's going to affect everything in the range.
There's nothing in range of it, though. It's by itself. Everything has been blown up.
It's already been blown up?
No, everything else has been blown up.
Yeah, I was saying when the mine went off, though, it exploded. That's what it did. So would it affect the driver as well, or just the vehicle?
No, it would just do the vehicle. You're inside of a vehicle. I think it would just be the vehicle.
That makes sense to me. The vehicle's absorbing most of the blast from it. I mean,
yeah, we can set up a house rule, but it goes both ways. So it's up to you guys.
Because it's like an open bike. It's not like it's like, covered or something like that.
right, but the mine's beneath it. I'm actually kind of okay with this one going Jeff's way for now.
That's fine.
All right, so it takes some damage. All right. Okay, NPC. All I got really left are I got all the people that are going to get slaughtered by a Nunku, and I got some flyers, so I'm going to have one of the flyers. It's going to do evasive maneuvers, and it's going to get short range. There we go. Next NPC. Sure, why not? Same thing, evasive maneuvers. It's within short range.
So when do we get to the ones that are trying to kill me? Or once I'm...
I'll let you know. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit because there's a lot of stuff going on. Okay. All right, so now we're at some NPCs. So did it move one down? 1, 2. Okay, so one of these guys in the vehicle with you, it's going to. Man, he's engaged with everyone. Do they got a weapon that's melee?
Go ahead, fire the weapon inside an enclosed vehicle. Let's see how that works.
Okay. He has a force pike lance, so he's going to. Well, he doesn't have one. He has access to one, so he's going to grab a force pike lance as he's walking out the door, so that now he can hit you with it. All right, or try to hit you with it. Let's see how that works. It's 2 to hit and 4. Right, you got 4 melee defense.
Yep.
All right, so he tries to hit you with a force pike lance.
How much damage?
Nice. Probably didn't do anything though, but we'll see. 7. Pierce 2.
Nothing.
All right. With that, all these other NPCs see their draws drop, and they start making a run for it. So they're like exiting the vehicle, and they're like, "Holy crap!" And the Doug's trying to run too. So the Doug's like, "Ah, crap! I said Sibuda!" They're trying to run away from you. So now they've all exited the vehicle, and the Doug shuts the door as it leaves the vehicle. So you have to waste a maneuver to open the door.
Or just take over the cannon and fire.
Oh, well, I'm okay with that because I think he's a melee boy versus a range boy, so he probably won't do much. All right.
Or I could just run them.
Remember, we do have light sight points you can use there.
Okay, I think you guys took out a big chunk of these, so I'm okay with doing a new round of mass combat. All right. So
Garlic needs to go.
you guys get a boost from the previous roll. You get a boost because you're minefield, obviously. And
Zarlik needs to go still for his.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Zarlik, since I didn't go, do you want to do a skilled assist with me to repair the bunker so it doesn't fall in on us?
It's actually exactly what I was thinking.
Okay, I have a 7 intelligence, so you can use that with whatever mechanics abilities you have, and I have a tool with me if you can use.
Okay, so I can upgrade for the skilled check, and then you said you had what, a toolkit?
Yeah, toolkit gives you a free success and advantage. You can either use my intelligence or you can use my ranks and mechanics.
How many ranks and mechanics do you have?
5.
Oh, jeez.
And my
Okay.
and my tool gives me a free upgrade.
All right.
So treat those 6 ranks and mechanics.
And what's the difficulty to repair the bunker?
I'd say it's 3 red because it's over half.
Okay, so we've got a 4 and a 5. Plus it's upgraded. And you said we have an automatic success in there, right?
Yeah, automatic success and advantage.
Alright, I'm just going to roll this then. So that plus a success and an advantage. I got
Yeah, you're not supposed to upgrade you have to upgrade the wrong side. Yeah. Okay. So how many? What do you do? What's your intelligence?
4.
4 intelligence. Okay. And so if you want to use my mechanic skills, then you're going to put, it's going to be 4 yellows, 2 greens, and then it's going to be 1 success and 1 advantage.
Why would it be 2 greens?
Because I have the
it's a 5 and a 4.
Because I have a skill of 6 in mechanics.
But you said 5 before.
Yeah, but I forgot about the tool. The tool gives me an extra thing. So I got 2 triumphs on when I made that tool.
Okay.
So then that would make it. So that would make it. Like I say, it'll be 4 yellows, 2 greens, 1 success, 1 advantage versus 3 purples.
Versus 3 purples, but okay, I thought you said reds.
No, 3 purples.
Jesus Christ.
Here, you fix the backup. It was 6.
2. Oh, the droids. The droids is 6. Right.
And automatic success and advantage. Wow.
5 and 5.
Five and 5. Let's disable that one that did all that damage to my bunker.
Is it in the general chat? All right, I can click on planning a heist. I got it. So I've got 5 advantage. Yeah, let's disable the last of the tanks.
It's already disabled because there actually went in it.
Oh, that.
I'd say we let's disable.
You know what? Let's disable one of the ships. Let's disable one of the
green one that does the concussion missile launchers.
What was that?
The green one that did the concussion that does the concussion missile launcher.
Yes. Let's disable that.
Oh, did you add the extra blue from last combat check?
Yes, we did.
Okay. Do you want to do that again? Add another blue?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, so I'll hold on to another blue. So we'll disable that one ship and hold on to another blue.
Let's order them to do a to come do a pass, kind of over, like bring it down into close to the surface, and kind of fly past us on the way towards the base.
I don't know why y'all don't just use a shuttle. The shuttle's heavier armored than the Gazante is. Okay, I'm gonna say the shuttle's a heavy armor share. It's got 9 armor. Wow.
I think that's an excellent plan. Over comms, I will tell everyone that that is the thing, and see if anybody would like to go with the commander.
Does anyone want?
I'll go.
Might actually be good to have Angiver go in case there's any computer stuff that needs to be done.
I was thinking the same thing. Do you want me to leave D4 here, or y'all good?
I think we can probably wrap this up.
Okay. Let's go D4. T01, I want you to stay safe and stay out of fire. If they get close, I want you to duck into the underground shaft and get out of there. I was going to leave D4 to do that.
I mean, if you want, you can, yeah. And then we can just maybe.
Do that, and I'll just go with the others. I think it takes 2 passengers, but you can stick people in the back, or we could take the rocket sled beneath. Probably could. I mean, the rocket sled is still in the shuttle if you want to take it out and take it there. Or I could fly over with my mercantile vessel and they wouldn't know.
I guess.
another
Okay, do you
launch.
mind if I took this one? Okay, question. Can I use my max amount of weight and strength to knock the vehicle over onto them? No, I can't just knock it over.
Do it. Break your bones so we can build you some cybernetics. Awesome.
I'm not lifting it. I'm just ramming into the side and using the counterweight for it to just fall over. So what would I have to roll?
You have to spend a destiny point. Yeah.
Roll what though? Like what's the trick? A brawn? Okay. I'm gonna look at the notes real quick. No, I have not rolled it yet. Actually, no. If I tip over the car, I think I might be actually stuck in it. Never, because
Yeah,
yeah.
seems like.
Okay, so I won't do that then.
Yeah, that's if you fail it. I'd use the ship cannon on the gun and take out those ships in the air. They wouldn't suspect when their own shooting at them.
I have a 1 in agility. I think I've a. I can.
Yeah, chance of that, then actually, then
What would be the difficulty to even shoot those?
one purple.
One purple. I've only like.
But you can aim.
I only have like 1 green in gunnery.
You can get 2 blue for aiming.
Sure. 2 blue. Okay. So 1 red.
You can get on the comms and talk to one of my droids about how to shoot, and you can do a skilled assist if you want to use one of my droids.
A skilled assist. So does that like boost my agility or ranks?
Also, I was saying droid for him because he don't have a droid or anything with him. Okay, yeah, just roll the green and take this 2 strain to aim.
Okay. A setback? I should have the easier ones. The ones that are easier to hit. Oh, then I'll shoot at the green one then. I'll shoot at the green one.
You can still use a destiny point. We got plenty.
Yeah, I'll use a destiny point. Dude. I only have like 1 green to this, dude.
And you get 2 blues for aiming.
Yeah, but 1 green is 1 green. Oh, and I somehow hit it. The green one. What can I use does it have like any like things to add to it? Like can I like does it have like any qualities or features I can add? Okay, so I can't really use anything else on that advantage.
Next person.
Yeah, next person to go can get a blue.
Do you want me to have D4 go? Do you want Ratchet to do his thing?
I have an idea that's a little crazy for Raptor. This vehicle here. Wait. Oops. I need to go back to select. This vehicle here, is that still in play? Is that a bike with like an Is that like a speeder bike with an external rider? So I wanted to swoop by with Raptor and try and pick him up off the bike and lift him into the air and then drop him. Can I do that with like a brawl check and a piloting planetary check? Okay. Sure. Let's see if I can make this work. So I get a boost. And so the piloting would be difficulty of my all right, let me check and make sure. I'm not sure if this has handling or not. Handling 0. All right, so no boost for handling.
You know what I want to do one of these days is when I get a rocket pack, I'm going to do a skyjacking. Just kick him out of the vehicle to flying and then take it over.
So my piloting planetary, I generate some advantage. So I'm going to give myself 2 boosts on the attempt to grapple him, and then I'm also going to upgrade my brawl. Did I not reset my? Oh, I guess I didn't click off after I upgraded it. So.
Well, this is just the piloting check. This isn't the attack.
All right, so why did that roll as a purple?
Do you downgrade checks instead of upgrade?
Oh yeah. All right, so add the red die, 2 setbacks, and the boosts I generated from that. Well, that was my piloting check. Now I'm doing my. Did you want to
Combining the check?
Do you want to upgrade my attack instead? Okay, so I'll just. All right, so I'll just roll the red into black to add to this. All right, so I guess I accidentally left those blue on. So it just gives me 2 threat. So I go down to having 4 success, 2 advantage, and a triumph. I basically want to lift him up about like 50 feet and let him go. Well, that threat, that's not net threat. That's just, that cancels 2 of my advantage. So I guess, would I just do my brawn plus successes? Because it was a brawl. So it'd be 10 from that, and then a critical from the, I guess from the, what do you call it? The triumph. And then... Yeah, so that's what he's doing to that guy.
Tuck and roll.
So I guess this bike is, I don't know, I guess it's not disabled, but it's riderless.
How close are these ships to one another? So if I blow one up, or if I hit one with a missile, it won't blow the rest of them up, get caught in the blast range, or no? I'll just have D4 shoot the other rocket launcher that's over there at the ships. Yeah, that's the missile is 4 damage planetary. So it's 6-7 damage, breach 2. We don't need a crit or does blast. Can I get one of the other ships since it's I got a triumph?
Sure, why not?
With the blast, so whether it's blast 2, right, plus the damage.
Blast. I think blast 2 means does 20 damage or 2 damage.
Yeah, it does 2 damage.
All right, cool. Some debris bounces off one of the ships.
Because the blast will also add the uncancelled successes, so it'll be actually 5 damage.
Okay, so then... All right, so it does take a little damage then.
I'd say money well spent.
I'm going to go ahead and take this next turn, if that's okay.
Sure.
And
does he have to take a strain when for moving?
Yeah. So he shot it. Does he do anything else? Did he move out of the bunker?
Yeah, he had to move a little bit out of the bunker.
Yeah, then you take 2 strain.
Okay.
Because you did 2 maneuvers.
I'll pass advantage over, and he can heal with 2 strain from that.
Okay.
all right.
Next.
So I'm going to have my stormtroopers. They're going to use the heavy blaster, heavy repeating blaster, and they're going to take some shots at the guys outside of Erdek's truck.
Okay.
So it's just, they're extreme or long range?
They're extreme.
Okay. And do they have any defense?
No.
I don't think they did because Urdak didn't roll against defense.
Okay.
No,
Yeah,
did you not hear me? I said no, they don't have defense.
Okay, no, you didn't come through. Okay, so in that case, they're going to take one maneuver to aim, and they're going to shoot.
Right.
And this is auto fire. Oh, I need to increase the difficulty.
And then, yeah, increase the difficulty. So it'd be 5 purple if you're doing auto fire.
All right. So that's 22 damage to, I guess, whichever one is most difficult to hit. And then I'll use the I'll use 3 of the advantage and the triumph to trigger auto fire twice to take out 2 of the others.
All right, so you take out 3.
Yep. And then for Jahat's own turn, I would like to these Skik interceptors have like they have glass cockpits, right?
Only on the front, but are you underneath it or are you in the air?
No, just from the ground. Like I can technically see through them.
You can assume that they probably, like most vehicles, have maybe Duraplasty or whatever. It's like stronger than like typical glass. It's strong enough to, like airplane glass is like super thick. It's kind of like that.
Right.
Just on the.
I'm going to attempt to choke somebody.
So they are evasive maneuvers. So they are going at speed 3, which is super. Speed 1 can go anywhere in extreme range on the map. So they are doing. So it's.
So with a force power, this doesn't by default doesn't have a opposed roll.
Yeah, but don't you have to see the actual target? Because there's no way you can see inside their cockpit from being double extreme range on a personal scale. I mean, where are you in the air? Where's your character at? Because these guys
he's in the bunker. He's got an enhanced optic suite, so he can see through the snow, and he does have the range upgrade. So if he gets enough points, he can reach that.
So he is. So these are short planetary scale away from you. So it's like extreme twice on. It's like extreme and extreme. Or even
right. So it's one range band past extreme.
Okay, and does it say you have to see the actual target, or?
Technically, no. Technically, it doesn't say that.
What does it say?
Let me pull up the exact wording.
Is it like a move or something? Are you gonna jack with the vehicle?
No, this is force choke.
You'd have to see the guy because if we're going off the movies, even if it was a hollow video, he had to actually see the guy to choke him.
I mean, in my mind, because he can see where the ship is, he can see the cockpit. He knows where his target is there, even though he physically
I still think he has to be able to see him. On the movies, he's always seen him physically.
Okay.
I mean, whether it be the hollow or whether he choked him in real life or sitting right next to him when the guy's.
Do you have a hollow thing where you can?
Yeah, if you got a camera, if you got a remote camera that could actually get up and see in there, I would be yes, you could do that. You need some way of being able to see the guy to choke him.
Okay, in that case, I will use my 2 maneuvers to activate my jetpack and then fly up there.
Okay, there you go. You can do your jetpack, put it on full speed, and then I'll let you do that.
So I'll fly up kind of even on an intercept toward them, and then as he gets close and once I can see him, I'll do that.
Okay, sounds good.
Let's see if I did this right.
So you're going to take the 2 strain to do 2 maneuvers in action, and it's going to be upgraded once because they are doing evasive maneuvers. I guess it's against their discipline.
Okay, let me roll that.
Let me pull up his character sheet. I didn't have their character sheet because I didn't think anyone would actually be able to target the person inside the vehicle. So let me pull that up. Okay, so they do not have discipline, so it'd be their willpower. So it'd be one red, one red, one purple.
He doesn't have discipline. Oh, because you're okay. Yeah, right. You're upgrading it.
Well, it gets upgraded because he's doing evasive maneuver, so you're having to really concentrate as it's weaving in and out.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
I got an idea on the despair.
Do what?
I got an idea how to use despair.
Right on the windshield. Okay. So I guess it affects that target. He is so I have 4 dark side pips I'm spinning there. So I will spend 1 to immobilize him. And then I will I guess spend the other 2 to I'll spend a bunch of points to the remaining 3 points to disorient him for 6 rounds. And then he's also going to take 4 wounds, ignoring soak.
Okay. So does that... Let's see. So I'll put 4 wounds on it. So you can see that. All right. And then immobilize means he can't move, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I think it's probably pretty catastrophic if you're flying up.
Could I have the despair force him to kind of lean forward into the controls uncontrollably as he's being choked and can't figure out where the source is?
Okay.
All right. On the flight control, so it's going down. All right, so I'll do that.
And that's it for me.
All right. So he's force choked the guy in this one, and as an unintended result, this guy cannot do anything other than shoot as he's ship's kind of heading towards the bunker. So action is shooting, right? I'll say he can't shoot.
When he takes a action, he suffers strain equal to my willpower, which is 3.
Okay, we'll just say he goes unconscious, and this thing's going to crash into the bunker. The bunker and it will take a collision plus 50 critical hit. If it has any defense, it can use the defense to subtract 10 from the critical hit.
The bunker takes what damage?
It takes a critical hit plus 50.
Okay.
And does it have any defense?
It has 1.
Okay, so it's plus 40 then on the crit.
Let's put armor on it.
It doesn't matter. It's defense. It's defense from the shields absorbing some of the critical hit, but it's a collision. All right, what did yours get?
I lose just 1 defense.
Okay. Cool. And then what did this guy? Can I make any? So this one just kind of.
And it can't go to hyperspace. Gosh darn it! I was trying to escape.
So this kind of just crashed onto the bunker. All right. So.
Done. Another one bites the dust.
All right, next one. Sure, why not? This one's going to shoot at the bunker. Try and finish the bunker off. I guess so.
What's the ship in the way? Does that add to its to something?
Not really. Because you're a planetary vehicle, the computers are actually calculating everything. That's why it's easier to shoot stuff, and range isn't really a factor if you're within the range of the vehicle. So
this ship is 3, right?
Say what? What?
I would say still it would add a setback because it's in the way because it's trying to shoot around it, right?
Not necessarily. You can just shoot the ship and everything will take casualty damage.
I shoot the ship, but the ship's
You don't get, the thing is, once you're silhouette 3, you don't get cover from something else that's the same silhouette as being in front of you. I mean, we can house roll it, and it'll go both ways if you want. So we can say if something.
All right, I'm just trying to make sense because, like, if you have a guy the same size as you and he stands in front of you, then
yeah, but in this game, you have to spend a maneuver to take cover to actually gain any benefit from being in front of it. And if you take cover and your defense is actually higher, taking cover actually doesn't do anything for you.
oh, okay.
If you want, I'll go ahead and give it a setback, and that'll go both ways, though. If there's an NPC, if something's blocking an NPC the same silhouette as what you're trying to shoot at, it'll give you a setback if you want to roll it that way.
I don't know. What do y'all think?
So Jeff was breaking up there a little bit during the explanation. So what is the ruling we're making?
So it's up to you guys. It'll go both ways, though. Currently, if you want to take cover, that's a maneuver to get a setback. But if you have a defense that's already higher than that, you get no benefit for taking cover. He's saying that since they're both silhouette 3, it should get a setback automatically. I'm like, well, okay, that works both ways. So if something is the same silhouette and you're trying to shoot at it, it will get the setback as if it had taken cover if it doesn't already have a defense.
Yeah, I was thinking because the ship's in the way, they'd probably have to be called shot to shoot the bunkers. You don't shoot the ship, but that's just my thoughts. But if that's not correct, that's fine.
Yeah,
You don't have to call shot because the weapon systems are the reason why it's easier to shoot from a weapon to another weapon versus shooting on personal skill.
Oh, okay. So it's
they have targeting computers already.
Oh, that's fine then.
Unless you're trying to shoot a torpedo into a small shaft no bigger than a womp rat.
Use the force, Luke. Okay, yeah, go ahead and shoot. Don't be no big deal. I'll just curse.
All right. So they're both same silhouette. All right. It's gonna do the evasive maneuver, so it's upgraded once, and it's still continuing at the same speed, so it gets within close range band. Right. Can't find. Oh, what the hell? Oh, it's called.
Ran away. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to die.
There we go. Okay, so it takes 7 damage. And I'll trigger the link, so it does 14.
It's destroyed.
All right.
As it starts to break up, Toy's going to rush Zarlik in underground to keep him safe.
So it's a PC slot. So yeah, you guys don't actually get destroyed. The bunker's just starting to fall apart now because you guys are PCs, and PCs don't get instant destroyed if their ship blows up. The ship starts falling apart, and you got basically a round to react and to try and escape or evacuate. So no worries, no one inside the vehicle because you're all player. There's a player character in the vehicle. All right, so who's going? It's the PC slot.
Hey, the ship that crashed. Is just a crash because the pilot was there, or does weapon system still work, or do I gotta look and see?
It crashed. It has that critical wound, and the pilot's being force choked to death, or he was being force choked to death. He's probably splatted against the controls now, so it's damaged.
Okay, but if someone wanted to get into weapon systems, they could fire weapon systems.
I don't know. You probably have to scavenge and see if it's there. You probably have to roll a force pip and see if it gives you 2 white sides or not. You're not even there. You're in the middle of going to another map. All right. So who's taking this PC slot?
I would suggest the person inside the bunker try to get out of there.
All right, there's Arlik.
He stepped away.
No, I always put myself on mute and then I forget that I'm on mute.
It's fine.
All right, so the you heard a large impact on the bunker, and you see parts of a vehicle protruding through the roof as the entire bunker seems unstable as the rocks and stuff that was used to construct it are falling down, and the ground and soot falling down. There's like this liquid that's pouring into the bunker that looks like it might smell like rocket fuel or something.
Really, really quiet over the comms. You hear Jihad like, "My bad."
So did you take the rocket sled out of there? To go to the other bunker, or did you just run out?
I just ran out. I grabbed this TOY01 because it was the first icon I grabbed, and I just ran. Grabbed the first person being next to me and ran.
Okay.
All right. So there's a flying person in the air that is like, what the hell? Okay, is that a Mandalorian? This guy's gonna go and try and shoot at the flying guy that looked like he was trying to focus.
There's actually two guys in the air flying, by the way.
Is Jihad the closest to the one that just rotated?
Yeah, you are. Yeah, he is.
All right. I'll try and ram Jihad. There we go. Don't want to obliviate you with one shot. So
it's still 1 versus still 3, so it's upgraded, right?
It's not upgraded. It increases by 1.
Oh, increased difficulty.
All right, so I have my fogger smoke generator active right now, so that's pumping out just a huge cloud of black smoke behind me. That's going to be adding 3 black dice to any attempt to see me.
Okay.
And then I have 4 defense.
Okay. And then we'll do planetary versus planetary as a battering ram, and since it's a vehicle, say it has 10 brawn. So, all right. So vehicle, and this will be a light collision, so it's not running into another vehicle. So, all right, 2. Let me add him real fast to piloting. Okay, and it flies right past you, and you can use that threat however you want.
Does that have to make it stall out the engine?
Can I use that to can I use that to grab on as it goes past, like without tearing my arms off?
You got a jetpack. It is going really fast though. It's going speed 3.
How fast is my go?
And it's evasive maneuvering since it still had a maneuver left. It's going to evasive maneuver. So you could try. You got to roll. Let's say you roll a piloting planetary check based on its. Oh, so you grab it. I'll let you grab it, but you got to roll piloting planetary as if you were its vehicle size going at its speed, since to maintain it. So it would be 2 red, 1 purple. So we'll say you grabbed it this round, but if you want to hold on to it for the next round, that's what you'll have to roll when it's your turn. All right, it's another NPC slot. What is left? There's this guy here. He's this guy right here saw that someone shot from the vehicle, so he's climbing up on top of the vehicle, and he's basically putting his finger inside the vehicle weapon so it cannot fire.
I think it still can.
Cartoons.
I know I'm exploiting the rules a little bit, but it says if someone is engaged range of a gunnery, the gunnery cannot fire. So we'll say he put his entire arm inside the gun so it can't discharge properly.
Oh wait, what's this dude doing?
He's doing what they do in cartoons. They stick your finger in the gun.
All right. Who we still got left? I think this is pretty much, this wave's almost over. Who we still got that hasn't moved? We got Kit Cam, we got Engiver. Who else?
Oh, Engiver went with the guy, and D4 shot the missile. So you have Zarlik. No, Zarlik just went. So you have Kit Cam, and Erdak. No, Erdak already went.
Okay.
Did Senna go?
Yeah, I went pretty early in the round.
Okay, so are we out of order? Did we not take some stuff off? Because we should be the last PC right now, right?
I got to run out of the bunker, but I'm not sure if that counted as my turn, and if it did, it may not have come off the...
Oh, okay. Yeah, I said you can wait till your turn to do that. Okay, so then it's your turn. You're running out of the bunker.
All right. Was anybody else in the bunker that was not a droid?
Nothing else in there. I don't think Ma'am is in there. I think that was just left there by accident.
Are you there,
Okay.
Kit Cam? Are you still on?
I am. I'm still sitting in the other bunker, and Ma'am is supposed to be with Zarlak.
Okay, so,
All right, so
did you go yet, Kit Cam? Have you gone?
No, I was waiting.
Okay. So I think this is supposed to be Kit Cam's, because I
gonna...
think you did move on your turn.
Okay, then go ahead, Kit Cam.
Okay, so in that case, then I will have Ma'am run out of the bunker. So I will. So wherever they are at. Oh, I don't think I. No, didn't mean to do that.
It's okay. It's going to blow up anyways.
Okay, well, wherever Ma'am is at, because I can't see exactly where he's at, I'll have him move over to however far he can get towards the bunker that I'm in.
Okay. And then, Zarlak, was there something else you wanted to do?
I was actually going to run in for Ma'am.
Okay, so she's...
But if no one else nearby is hurt, I don't think there's much else I can do aside from maybe try to run toward the other bunker.
Okay.
Just to try to get cover.
All right, so you do that.
There's an underground shaft. It could have taken you there.
And real quick too, because I only used my one droid. Are there any more like immediate threats in the area?
Yeah, there's two more of those M3A SCYK interceptors. I guess they're SICK interceptors. There's two of those in the air. One tried to ram Jahat and missed, so it's still flying erratically. They're both flying erratically with evasive maneuvers.
You have the one swoop guy in front of D4 as well.
Okay. And the only way I can take down any vehicles is with gunnery, right?
If you have you'll need a weapon that does at least 30 damage at least 30 damage to bypass the armor.
They bought a turret for that. I don't know which one they bought though.
For which one?
Where they bunkered y'all in?
Yeah, it's an HOB heavy repeater. The stormtroopers are on it.
Okay. Well, in that case, then, I will bring my sentry droid back into the bunker so that way it's not exposed, since I can't really attack anything at this point.
There is the other rocket launcher is in there, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, pick up that rocket launcher.
Okay, well then I will have my sentry droid grab the other rocket launcher then, and I will aim the rocket launcher at the Joby right here.
Okay. Shoot it. It's got 1 defense, and it's erratic. So it's close range. It's extreme for you. So it would be 1 red and 2 purple, because it is still up bigger than you. It's 3 difficulty total instead of 4. So it's 1 red, 2 purple, and 1 setback.
All right, and that's my gunnery, correct?
Yes, I believe it's gunnery.
Okay, well then correction then. I will actually do that myself, and I will just recall the sentry droid back into the bunker.
Yeah, we'll just say that your MAM droid is working independently and it's just following the Zarek Zam, since that way you have the one, your gunnery droid be your active companion. Okay, so you're bringing your droid back inside. All right. And then we'll go ahead and I think you killed almost all the NPCs here. They've all gone. Basically, so here's kind of what's going on. You've pretty much eliminated this whole wave that was coming at you, and the only thing left is those 2 ships in the air, and they seem to have spotted the ship that was leaving the area within Guyver, and so they're kind of flying away from you guys and ignoring you now. So that's kind of what we're setting up for next week, since we're pretty much we're at the end of our time, just about. What are you guys' thoughts on combat? Are you liking the combat, or is it kind of dragging a little bit?
I personally feel like it's kind of taken an awfully long time to get through things, but that's just me.
Mass combat's just not my thing.
I agree. I think this was neat, but I enjoy the much smaller sort of micro
so that we can
perspective of things. Well, I think I activated 2 or 3 times, but otherwise, the last 3 hours was just kind of sitting back for me.
So we can just instead of just you doing every single dude that's whatever he's doing, you just okay, he does his thing and then move on. He does this. If they're not important to what's going on, if they're just flying overhead or something, you just don't need to do them, I think.
That's kind of what I was doing. I was skipping a lot of them, and I had a lot of the combat that was happening outside, not even have to roll anything. But yeah, it's just...
I was going to say minion groups for vehicles, for identical vehicles. If you have a couple of these speeder bikes or something like that, that's always an option too.
Yeah, the problem with the minion groups is they don't work with the character sheets on vehicle sheets, so then it's more character sheets to sort through. Okay, so you guys are pretty much handling this without too much of an issue. So, I mean, I think that you guys are pretty good on beating back the pirates. The main thing I would have is probably to try and get to the Gazanti or something, but it does not look like it's going their way, even though they had more numbers than you. You guys are pretty much plowing through them, I think. Right now, you've got even as far as the mass combat roll goes. If you guys want to go ahead and do one more master combat, then we'll go see how that goes, and then I'll go ahead and award experience, and we can kind of wrap up where we are now, and then we'll just go back to more story and the after effects of their failed raid next week.
I feel like the reason why we decimated so much as we did, it was because, well,
custom weapons.
We're just way more. We just over-level these guys.
Yeah, as a newcomer coming in, I'm going to be completely honest. Especially, unfortunately, me picking a healer. You guys are so combat heavy and so capable that it seems almost like the game has become almost imbalanced. Like, there were a lot of bad guys, and I think maybe 2 of you got hit.
No, it was only the bunker got hit, really.
Yep, they've all got their armor maxed out to the max. So I'm trying not to kill everyone with the vehicle weapons, because I know that would just instant incapacitate someone, and that might be viewed as cheesy, but I don't know, maybe I should start doing that.
There's less fun in playing if you know you're going to win.
I have a question. Could you make make player characters to go against us?
I'd pretty much have to at this point, and that takes a lot more time. That's probably the main problem. I'm just using a bunch of the stuff that they've already built. I'm trying to do that with the with Captain Sisco. He's actually getting he's actually got a prototype vehicle built, and I was going to bring him back later on, but I was going to use that time between where the players are and when they meet him again to have a lot better version of his prototype drone and a whole bunch of them. But yeah, it just kind of, I noticed a lot of people on the Facebook forums have kind of the same thing. Whenever you get a certain amount of experience, it's really hard to try and bring balance to the game without removing people's weapons and putting them in prison or something. And I've done that in the past, and I think some of the players got bored with being in prison without having their lightsabers or anything else.
Yeah.
That was my first game.
Even Erdag would wreck face if he was in prison.
One thing to think about also is kind of like to think of the style of what this would look like in a real, Star Wars media, in a Star Wars movie or something like that. It's like, you're never really like, in most situations in a straight up fight, you're not worried about the characters actually losing to the stormtroopers. In a lot of cases, the narrative pressure comes from time and objective limited things. So like, us beating these guys is relatively, as Steve said, it's kind of a pretty sure thing. We're probably going to beat all these guys and beat them all in a fight. But are we going to beat them in enough time to complete whatever objective or something like that, before they get away, before they do something that we don't want them to do?
Yeah, maybe like give us goals that don't directly affect us, like stuff with the Death Star. That doesn't affect us, but it's still destroying an entire planet.
Yeah, one thing I noticed too, even with the players, I think I was going through the roles pretty quickly, but just, for players to get to their character sheet, put in the difficulty to roll it, all that kind of takes time within a combat. So I'm always kind of worried when I'm doing combat that it does take a really long time, and there's, it's kind of like you got to wait to see what the next person does. And I like
and you've been teaching me Roll20, and I was surprised you weren't doing this, but you can set the dice for everybody, right?
What do you mean by set the dice?
So you can actually, under where all the players are, the journal, and I think it's called Dice Pool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if you go into Dice Pool, you basically get it's almost like a faux character sheet.
Yeah. The problem is it stacks it to their character sheet, and if they forget, see, a lot of people forget clear their character sheet even when they do initiative, and sometimes they have purple dice. This will just compound that, and sometimes if I'm not paying attention, the GM dice has a dice in there, and everyone's like, why is it rolling more dice than it should? It's because it's in the GM dice pool.
What I've done for the couple of games I've run with my group is I don't let them touch the negative dice at all. Their job is to determine the light side dice that they use, and I determine the dark side dice, and that way you never have that issue.
Okay.
So I think that would expedite this. I can also show you something I found out about minion groups. to get that doing. I think that would expedite, but I think the key that would have made this more fun, especially considering like every one of you guys has a droid or two. Some of you have entire groups of stormtroopers. To have an objective where we need to, defeat these pirates. But in the meantime, what's causing us stress and giving other people things to do other than shoot is to have the Ithorians over here. So we need to save as many Ithorians as possible while defeating the pirates. And then however many Ithorians we save or don't save has story impacts later on.
Okay, the thing is...
and these are just thoughts.
Yeah, but it's 2 hours, and we got the 3 rounds. It's just because the combat and waiting for people to do their turn and moving on to the next, we'd have to do something that only takes a round to complete, basically. I guess we could do that. I'm just trying.
So I think part of that definitely does. I think does fall on us players too. Is like, no, I mean we've been playing this game a while. People should, know maybe what combat charts and stuff to have open and stuff like that, so that you could say, oh, they're at extreme range, and we just know what to add for the difficulty and stuff like that.
I usually have the OneNote open on a separate screen.
Yeah, because building the dice pool and stuff like that shouldn't be, I think, maybe taking as long as it is. And again, I mean, that's on all of us.
Yeah, and I try to speed stuff up, just letting you blow up more than one group with triumphs and stuff. So I'm trying to not drag stuff on.
Right.
But it's still just a matter of chugging through all the players, and then getting.
And if you were splitting.
Also, I would say too that maybe perhaps we also should try to figure out if there would be, I don't know how to explain, but something to the equivalency of like if you're in class and you raise your hand in order to speak. Because I've noticed that a lot of times there will be like 3 or 4 people trying to talk all at the same time, and somebody at some point gets cut out because of all the bandwidth and whatever that's being used, and you don't hear everything that they say. So I think that might also cut down on the confusion, because a lot of times that's why I'm asking like what my dice pool rolls and stuff are, is because like Jeff might be talking and telling something, and then all of a sudden like somebody else will come in and be like, oh yeah, well, like add this purple, add this blue, add this whatever. And so then I'm trying to do one thing, then you're talking, and then I'm trying to remember to do that other thing. And so I think like as far as the dice pool stuff goes, I think if the GM is the one that kind of makes the reference to whatever the dice pool might be, that might help cut out some of that confusion as well. I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely think that if your character's not in game, it's not their turn, or they're not directly speaking to a character, I don't think you should be saying anything. I think that I guess I need to reemphasize it more, but that really does take up a lot of time, every 5 minutes or 6 minutes, or even questioning when I got to explain why a rule is, how I interpret the rule from the book. Doing all that because kind of adds up too. Yeah, maybe that's a good point. I think this chat's the only thing that would get my attention too. Like I read the chats when someone writes something on the chat. So if something that's not critical and you don't actually have to tell everyone doesn't have to listen to you. If you want to just say something, my character over the comm says this. I think that might be a good way to eliminate chatter, and then just don't talk if it's not your turn and you're not doing something that's directly pushing the storyline. I'm need to debate how we're going to do the next, because there's still more stuff going on. I mean, so they've captured and kidnapped Master and Blaster. They've got the Gazanti that Captain Sisco is trying to pull some of the team members away and just let the NPCs fight. So he's trying to go there. I'm just trying to think how we can speed stuff up next week, so it's not. I don't want people to get bored of just doing this combat stuff. And not everything has to be a combat. In fact, this is the only combat we've actually had because everyone's been able to talk their way out of situations. So I guess we can keep that in mind too, because maybe that might be able to speed stuff up or come to.
Yeah, and I mean, and too, a lot of it, unfortunately, also just kind of comes down to whatever the dice pool and the rolls are. Because I think sometimes, too, that has a lot to do with either us finishing super quickly or us taking, 1,200 days to finish. And that's just all either it seems to be on those particular days we're all rolling really super hot, or we're all just sucking as far as the rolls go. So, I mean, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. But, like, with today, I mean, I felt like we all were doing fairly well on our rolls and stuff. But for some reason, I don't know if it was just because there was a lot of things and ships and people and whatever, like, that the initiative turn order was just really super long. So it just seemed like it took forever to get through just one round. So, I mean, I don't know, but I know I was sitting here and I won't lie, I was getting kind of bored and frustrated with how long it was taking to get through just a single round.
But we had a lot of NPCs to go through as well as the 6 of us playing, so
yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like, I mean, there's nothing, I'm sure that you can do about that necessarily, but it's just one of the frustrating things about this system. It seems that the combat, especially on this mass combat scale, since this is the first time I've ever had to do that, it just seemed like it took forever.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess we could do more mass combat too, and just maybe give you more dice. It's more, give you, modify the rules a little bit on the mass combat, because you guys are doing a lot better than... Maybe you guys should get more dice, even though you're smaller in number, just because you guys got a lot more better equipment and stuff. Okay, yeah, so
I don't think the solution is more dice. I think personally the good guys have the PCs have too large of an advantage. There were 4 ships in the air. Strafing, we had no air support, and we were still able to take them down. You were still able to take them down because I didn't contribute at all.
Yeah, and I will say, I mean, I do kind of agree with that, because, like, playing Kickham and, like, even some of the other characters that I've played, I mean, honestly, playing as that character, I've never really felt like my life has been threatened when I'm playing either. I mean, honestly, it's like, I feel like I could jump off and, like, take on a whole entire, like, pack of stormtroopers all by myself, where, like, I think realistically, like, if that was an actual scenario and I was a real person and that was a real thing, like, you wouldn't just jump in there single-handedly trying to take on a whole entire swarm of whatever. So I definitely think that maybe the threat of death or potential death could be there a little bit more, just to make it a little more interesting. Yeah. And I do that just kind of out of reference from, like, playing D&D and stuff. I mean, I
think the narrative style of this game's not geared for that.
Yeah.
And the more equipment or the better custom equipment I give them, once you kill them, you got that equipment. So if I give everyone cortosis just so that you can't bypass their soak, well, guess what? Now the entire group has cortosis. So that's another thing I gotta think of how to increase soak and stuff and make it more difficult without giving them a lot more, thousands of dollars of gear that you guys just turn around and sell.
And yet you also have to balance it between not giving them vehicles that can insta-kill them.
To kind of address what both Ketkam and Steve were saying about kind of the balance of this system being off. One thing about, like, how this works as a narrative dice system, and I mean, this is just kind of, I guess, my opinion and game philosophy for this, is it's not a tactical wargaming simulator the way that D&D is, because D&D is, like, built on that. It's the descendant of, the Prussians sitting around tables, rolling dice, and moving figures around Warhammer style. Whereas this is it's a storytelling system. It's a narrative dice system, and so it's it's very loosey-goosey, vague. It's not as much about balance, and because I mean, we've found, there's plenty of things in the system that can be pretty easily broken, by the rules. It's a less about having a super balanced and challenging tactical fight, and more about using these dice to tell a cool story. That's my personal philosophy and how I see the system working. So
I agree with that.
So that
it's just one of those things where I agree with that 100%, and I would play a small 6-person, dungeon crawl. I'll do that for 10 hours if it's about the character. Stuff like this is good for a once in a while thing. It's just tough because the easiest things for most people to upgrade, especially when you have a group of fighters, is their weapons and their armor. So then when you get into a situation like this, there has to be those extra story elements to make it balanced, or else, to your point, you're trying to play a combat game with a non-combat game.
Okay, I see what you're saying. No, that's a good point.
Yeah. That's why I like more the non-combat stuff I do. That's why a lot of my characters are non-combatants.
But all the droids you build get 7 dice.
Well, that's when I play Angyra, but that's all when I play Asta. She's a social character, so she does all her lying and stuff.
Maybe
it's a tough balance to strike, especially for a GM in this game. I have found
it is.
That's one thing.
Go ahead.
One thing that I think we've discussed, and I would like to bring up again, not to sound like a broken record, but we've talked about how the obligation thing, and like when we roll at the beginning of the session, there's not time for the GM to really like plan that into the session. Like, oh, okay, Jahat's stressed about his brother. Well, that's kind of boring. But like if we ever did that at the end of the session, where then for next week, as Jeff is doing his DM planning, he can say, okay, how can I bring, Jahat's brother in this? How can I bring somebody else's obligation up? How can I bring somebody's bounty up?
Jahat's a little difficult because Jahat's a dark side character.
I found obligation to be too convoluted and almost confusing when I first started playing. And even now, especially because I don't use it, I find it confusing. We go through that little thing in the beginning, and to your point, it's a neat little story. All right, he's worried about his brother, but then it doesn't come into play. I found duty as a stronger element than obligation. Because as the GM, you can go, all right, this guy's duty is personnel. This guy's duty is technology information or whatever they are. And then you can say, all right, if they ask this particular type of question to this particular type of guy, they gain duty points. And then those duty points can later be turned in for a bunch of swag. As the group gets to... Go ahead.
Duty actually has a mechanic in this game?
Yes.
Oh, Duty's so much fun.
Duty has it in Age of Rebellion. And this is the
Age of Rebellion has
Empire
duty.
Cobalt. Yeah.
Yep. Huh. Age of Rebellion has duty, and Edge of the Empire has obligation.
I've always seen duty as a thing on Og dudes, but since it's never come up in the game, I was always like, must not be that important.
Yeah, my last campaign.
Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was going to say the way that I run duty is each individual has something they want to do, something their special duty is. I collect information for the rebellion or for my group. Whenever they do that, they get points. At the beginning of each game, they all give me their total points, and that goes into a group pool. So if it's 25, they get 25. If by the next session it's 30, they get 30 plus the 25 from last week. When that number reaches X, the rebellion goes, hey, you guys are contributing so well. Here's a bunch of free stuff. Now, that part of it doesn't necessarily work into this as well because you guys aren't working for a rebellion, but that could work for the Black Sun. The Black Sun goes, hey, you guys have contributed a bunch to us. Here's a bunch of free stuff to say thank you. The other way that they could use it is instead of giving me 25 points this time. Someone might be greedy and go, instead of giving up my points to the group, I'm going to keep those points for myself, and I'm going to turn them in for an extra experience. So they could turn in 3 duty points for 1 extra experience. Huh. So it's a mechanic that allows them to either contribute to the group to get the group stuff, or they can use for themselves. And it's cool because as we're going through the game, it's like they're unlocking secrets. So I might say something, there's a computer panel over here. And if this person who gathers computer information takes the time to role play out, I'm going to go to this computer, I'm going to try to find information, I can say, congratulations, you just unlocked 3 duty points. Add those to your duty pool. So it gives everyone something to do throughout every single session, as opposed to that one person who gets to go, I'm upset about my brother.
Right. And yeah, in my previous campaign, it was an Age of Rebellion campaign, had a lot of fun with duty. One thing I will say with the obligation is, like, the way I've always thought of that is kind of like the Mandalorian, where you have certain, I say the Mandalorian series is like the perfect example of obligation, because like every session it's, oh, I'm going to go do this, blah, 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 but then something pops up and he has to go take care of it. Oh, my ship is broken or damaged, I have to go get parts for it, yada, yada, yada. So like, just again, going off the selfish example of Jahat. So like, say we roll obligation now and Jahat's obligation comes up. So then next session, instead of, oh, Jahat's stressed about his brother, Jeff has time to plan for, some Imperial reinforcements to show up. And so we're sitting here, fighting some of these guys, maybe some more pirates show up, and all of a sudden over the comms, it's, this is Lieutenant Solus. And everybody's like, what? It's TIE Fighter streak overhead or whatever. But yes, so as far as obligation, I do agree that does end up with maybe kind of certain sessions having a slightly increased focus on 1 or 2 characters in that aspect, but other people's obligation can still pop up. You can still deal with some of your obligation if the opportunity arises or something like that.
So what we were doing with this game is people were wanting to pay down some of their obligations so they could have a base, because the base requires group obligation. I think our group's big enough that I don't see why we can't use duty towards our own group, because it sounds like a lot of people are wanting to become their own little, like right now we pose around as Imperials because we actually stole an Imperial Gazanti, and we've made some ships that look like they go with it, and Jahat plays a really good convincing Imperial. So I don't know if could that work? Could you do duty towards our own group to be like our own little criminal organization,
Imperial warlord type thing?
Yeah,
that's what I'm honestly building Jahat towards, is being kind of an Imperial warlord.
So then the question is, how do you actually make a threat against characters? How do you force them to take off their armor?
You can't force them to take off their armor, but you can increase the difficulty of the guys coming at you. You can play to your roles as the GM to be a little bit more severe.
Question, aren't most of our characters already maxed out when it comes to combat equipment?
It seems like they are. The other thing that I was going to say is and it's kind of cool, and I know every single one of my players wishes I would do this. But to say, all right, this guy's going to give you just about anything you need. If you find it and you have the money for it, you could buy it. That's an open invitation if I have enough money to buy the most powerful thing I can.
I think that is what we do. We just roll to see if we can find it, and there it is.
Right. Whereas what I do is I go, all right, like this game I'm setting up now, they're going to be on Ibar, and they're taking refuge in this hidden mountain base, and there's a set number of items in that stock room that they could pick and choose from. So by limiting what we can get as players makes every item we get more valuable. The other thing that I've not heard once is the damaging and the wear and tear of items and weapons. Every time one of my players rolls a despair, their weapon or their armor gets a level of wear and tear that either needs to be repaired, so that's costing resources, making it harder to buy something cool, or it just up and breaks, and now they got to replace it.
Yeah, I think we've only had one despair rolled by a player in this game, and that was the force choke.
But it could also be 3 or more threat.
Okay.
Yeah, that
I
is
guess I
kind
could
of
start
like how
doing
we use threat. We do kind of use 3 or more threats like a despair.
Well, I mean, it's not even
stuff you buy. If you do get three threat, it does do something negative, like runs out of ammo, or like it runs out of power or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't know you could damage without a despair. So I guess if we're able to do that would also make things a little more interesting. Where it'll stop working during the encounter until it gets repaired, or it would give a extra difficulty dice if it's moderate, or if it'll give a setback if it's minor damage.
Mm-hmm. And I think the dice thing, but the GM controls it, I think that might help too, especially like when we know what's the difficulty, then the GM can set the difficulty that we have to worry about asking.
Well, see, I don't know your talents though, because people have talents that are able to downgrade difficulty.
Well, that's up to the individual.
That's in their character sheet that it does that.
You just talked over him, Pat.
I'm sorry.
So that's, yeah, I mean, if Jeff, if you set it as 2 purple and 2 red, and their athletics, and I'm sorry, if you say 2 red, 2 purple, and a setback, and their athletics check says remove 1 setback or -1 SB or whatever it is, and they roll that, it'll take it into consideration. It'll get rid of that black die.
Okay.
So if there are going to be some instances where, you know, I might have to go up and downgrade, hit the downgrade button. But that'll still sync up with what you're putting in as the negative dice. And these are just thoughts. I think you're doing an amazing job, and I've learned more about Roll20 and GMing in the last couple of weekends than I have, you know, teaching myself and watching YouTube videos. But the one overwhelming thing that I have noticed, and that is honestly, up until this conversation, making me wonder if I'm going to keep on playing, is the overwhelming power of all of the player characters. Because even given all those extra points in the beginning, none of you have been wounded enough for me to even worry about helping out or needing to help out. And I may have painted myself into a corner with this particular character. You know, but do any one of you not have a partner droid, a vehicle, a starship? Do any one of you not have an NPC?
My character doesn't have an NPC, but that's because he's just way too OP to actually need one. If he did get another one, just wouldn't be fair.
Yeah, we've been limiting it so you only have 1 active companion or NPC, so that you don't have an army.
Yeah, this situation was a little odd, and we kind of included more of them in the narrative due to the mass combat nature of it.
Got it.
But yeah.
Yeah, they weren't supposed to be controlled by, the extra NPCs are not supposed to be controlled by players. They're just in the background, so that if you roll bad on the mass combat, then we have some actual casualties that aren't players, you know. So you got to rebuild this. You got to build a new droid now. You lost it, but only Jahat's the only one that wanted to actually put any of his men that he spent the money and spent the time to gather on the line.
Got it.
Because I think Angiver probably has close to 20 droids by now.
Not that many, but I said
more than 10. You got more than 10.
Most of my utility droids, I said people can use my Nemesis droids and stuff. But Yeah, but also like I said, see, this is my only character, but this is my main character, so he's got a lot of XP that I put into him, and he's the only one that actually has all these, companions and stuff like that. My alt characters, only one actually has a tiger thing. That what is it called? She has a Nexu, but she got it in game. Is how she got it. She didn't build it, buy it like that.
I think what he was saying. I think I'll start doing that. I think 3 setback to damage stuff. I think would really help because then your equipment can stop working during, and it takes hours to repair equipment. So if you don't have enough time to repair it, I think that could be one way to legitimately bring a little more balance to things. So I'll keep that in mind. I know we got more stuff, and not everything. I'm trying to depend on the players to do kind of steer stuff the way they want to, but I guess it's sometimes hard to think outside the box. But one of the things that I try to leave open, like people have killed stuff, one way to try and resolve to get out of combat, and it's always an option, is to try and get a hold of the leader on the comms and make some type of skill check to get them to stand down or to do a parlay or something. So if we have a character that's not so combat, because I think we did a pretty good job up until here of completely not having any combat at all for the previous
I think this combat
3
was
sessions.
inevitable, though.
Not necessarily. I mean, I was setting it up. Because I got the feeling people wanted to do combat, but I mean, there's always a way out. Your character was there to talk to them. Kit Cam could talk to them. But it sounded like you guys are planning to ambush them. So I just let you guys kind of go the direction you wanted to go with the story. But there's always, it's open-ended. You just tell me what you want to do. I just tell you what to roll. That's kind of how I like to do stuff, is just kind of choose your own adventure. And then I just kind of, the story kind of goes towards the direction that the players go in, and different things happen. Like when you first met Commander Sisco, I asked for some identification because I didn't know what direction to go with him when I brought the Dark Troopers in. But I remember he gave him his code cylinder to prove that he was Imperial. So he scanned the code cylinder, and then when he was on the ship later, they're like, "How'd you access the internet?" Well, you gave him your code cylinder, which was an official Imperial code cylinder. He used that to gain access to the controls on your ship to get on the dark web and get himself updated over the last 15 years of what happened. So I like to do stuff like that. Like people forget details that they did in the story, and I like bringing those up later on to actually start, so they can start seeing the seeds of something really that could be a real threat in the future. And it's starting to bloom, but he's offering too many benefits that you actually don't want to make an enemy out of someone that's being a really good ally right now. And then by the time you see him as a threat, it's already too late.
HK.
I think maybe one. I'm trying to think of how to do this in a way that's accessible to whoever's GMing at the time. But like maybe, basically just kind of getting together, some like a mix of motivations and plot hooks, and like listing them for your character, for each character. That way, even without the actual chassis of a duty mechanic or beyond the obligation mechanic, that way the GM who's planning can sit there and say, okay, if I here's some stuff that I can throw in that this character would want to chase down, or that this character would want to deal with. So stuff like I mentioned the injured Ithorians earlier. That's something that our doctor might want to go check on. That's the kind of thing that you as a GM can throw in. Injured bystanders.
That is true. I tried to. I don't think DJ let anyone know though, but a lot of Ithorians were bleeding and dying in the fields. I mentioned that when he was over in the city when you heard the distance explosions. Maybe I'm not doing so good. I'm trying to work on emphasizing stuff.
No, you're doing a great job.
I try to drop some stuff, and I come from the world of darkness, Vampire the Masquerade, and those are all narrative based. And a lot of times people don't like it because I think it's player versus GM. But whenever they make a bad roll, something bad really happens. But we had that one player, Will, that was kind of like, I was doing that at the beginning, but then he kind of seemed like I was punishing people. So it's just kind of a balance. I'm just trying to get a feel for what people like, what they don't, and try to go with it.
Yeah, and like I want to make it like extra clear that this isn't like, oh man, this session sucked. Like this is
Not at all.
just little things that like I think we can improve on that'll make things more fun for both players and GMs.
Yeah, agreed. The cool thing about having several GMs in a group is everybody does something different, and everybody does different things better than others. And so hearing from other people, like I said, I've only played a couple of times and I've learned a lot about GMing and Roll20. So yeah, please don't think any of us are knocking this session. It was a good session. But there's so many different ways to approach so many different things that these are just ideas for all of us that whenever we GM, whether on this game or others that we do separately, this is all good advice.
I just mentioned this. I think some people left. I'll just do 15 experience. I'll put this in chat too.
Cool.
Yeah, and I know, like, for me too, like, a lot of the stuff for whatever, like, I get very intimidated. So, like, Kit Cam is kind of a odd character because I wanted to kind of build and get better at doing mechanic stuff. But honestly, like, all of the mechanic roll crap, like, intimidates me to where I don't really do it. I don't utilize it a whole lot because I'm like, I don't understand, I guess, the mechanics of it. Like, this determines what this is and this determines what this is, blah, blah, blah. Outside of using hog dudes in order to craft stuff and whatnot. But, I mean, like, actually, like, learning what the actual mechanics and, like if we were sitting down at a table or something playing it, like, I would have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah, there's a lot of... we try to limit some of the stuff, like house rule stuff, but the mechanics can get out of control easily. I gotta go, but don't let me stop you guys from talking. I'll catch you guys next week. I'll have some ideas and I'll take some of this into consideration.
Cool.
Okay, yeah.
Pat, I want to know if anyone can start an hour early. Is everyone good if we do 1 to 5?
I'm good with that.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Okay, cool. I'll talk to you guys later then.
And